Till dead and cold, baby. Ain't another organization better. Fair, but what must be done? All right? Super Bowl loser slump year for the 49ers has to be postponed. This happens way too often to a lot of teams, not just the 49ers, but teams end up coming out. Look at the Eagles. You want to be like that? There's been a lot of teams. It's just the way it is. And then there's the Rams. The Rams are special, though. The Rams won the Super Bowl and proceeded to look immediately worse than any other team in NFL history. Oh, I love it so. Anyway, fam, the Niners, after the last three Super Bowl bids from which they came up short of winning, were followed by some miserable seasons, as you well remember. Will a conscious effort to be made to avoid adding salt to the fresh wounds of Super Bowl 58? Better be. Tonight, going to the phones to go over the Niners to-do list in order to not become a repeat of recent past following Super Bowls that the guys have lost. The team still has, man, fam. You know what? When you look at the 49er roster, and in the first place, this was a stupid loss. That shouldn't have been a loss. You look at the things that happened during the course of that game. The Chiefs, again, the 49ers can't manage to get out of their own damn way. You're superior to that team. You've got everything going for you. Don't make a mistake. That's all you got to do, Niners. Just don't do things to lose because they can't beat you. The 49ers did everything they could to lose. Anyway, they still got a plenty of winning personnel. But, damn, the thing is, teams that lose the Super Bowl often during the following season, that's just a fact. If you go back painfully to that 2020 season, there's brutal evidence of that. After falling short in Super Bowl 54, another shot in the foot, 49ers. Damn it. Win the game. Stop. It just kills me how they lose. If they got beaten up by a team, okay. But no. They've got to furnish a way for the team to beat them. Energy bug was all over the Niners in 2020. You remember that? And the Niners finished the season with a 6-10 record. Good for last in NFC West. Now the Niners need to find a way to not allow that to happen in this year, 2024. It is in the back of my mind, fam. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking about it all the time. Last time we found a friggin' way to lose the Super Bowl, the next year we just turned right to crap. Please not again. Because the most recent Super Bowl losing team, though, that came back from a defeat was the 2018 Patriots, who returned to the Super Bowl the year after the Patriots actually won. They actually won the Super Bowl the season after losing it. They somehow escaped the Falcons to get that done. And by the way, that play that the guy ran out of bounds for that touchdown, they weren't reviewing touchdowns in 2018 or something. He did not score a touchdown in overtime. He jumped out that far from the pylon. Tony, I know you're still burning up about that. And our guy was an OC. That's what really sucks. But can the 24 Niners do the same as those Patriots? Why not? Turning to the Rams after Super Bowl participation isn't a policy unless your whole team was store-bought to begin with, as the Rams pretty much were. But we're not that. This team has raised talents and are able to keep them, and most of them are wanting to stay. So first, the Niners need to make the right choice in hiring a new DC, and that announcement should be coming up very soon, from what I understand. The Niners currently have 19 scheduled free agents they need to figure out what to do with. Meanwhile, the Niners were too good to go out like that this past season, fam. It cannot be tolerated. The Niners have got to find a way to get back in the next year's Super Bowl and win it this time. Damn it, Niners. Just win it. Stop helping the other team. First, priority one for the Niners has to be extend Brandon Ayuk. He had his best season in 2023. We know this. And by the way, B.A. also had the fewest drop passes and was among the best in the league in yards per reception. He was excellent all season long. You got to sign that. But one of the best things Ayuk did, the dude could bust a move downfield and blocking. This is what Kyle Shanahan's wide receivers do. We were the precision damn machine. Now you can actually become one of the best blocking wide receivers, and is a big reason the 49ers had so much success in the run game and the run after the catch game. He blocks hard for his teammates, especially downfield. But you see how because he's already down there anyway, right? And here comes McCaffrey, right? Bam, bam, bam. Ayuk look back. They were awesome last year. Just no, man. Anyway, Ayuk is also one of the league's best route runners. No matter what Bucky Brooks called him. BB said that Ayuk and Debo can't win one-on-one situations against elite corners. Okay, Debo does lack a little bit when it comes to beating elite corners. I will admit to that. But come on, BB. Brandon burns up the best of corners. You don't believe me? Ask Trayvon Diggs. Mr. Dallas Cowboys elite. Beat his ass right and left. Come on, man. What is BB talking? I have no idea what he's talking about. But anyway, the family, they got to extend Ayuk. With the salary cap situation going up as it did, they should be able to pull that off, right? And keep everybody else that they need to keep. Now, what need to keep is a thing that's subject to opinion. I don't know in the front office who the 49ers think they need to keep, though. That's the thing we're going to find out later. Because like last year, as I said, when they said they signed Javon Kinlaw, I said, how much? And you look at them, what? Where'd they get all that money? This is what shocked me the most. So if they can do that, they can do that any time. But family, you know what? If we call, you got to keep Jawan Jennings. If we call Ayuk one of the league's best receivers when it comes to blocking, JJ may absolutely be the best. JJ was holding clinics on run blocking each and every week. All season long. The man has a talent for getting under the skin of defenders. He's pushing around, too. That's what I love the most. I was always looking for him to get somebody so intimidated and frustrated they get him tossed. I loved it. Fam, remember that JJ blocking a Packer defender to the bench during the divisional playoff game? I didn't know what was going on with that. I was, whoa. But it's not just his blocking, fam. Jennings has developed into a really good wide receiver. His nickname Third and Jawan fittingly, describes his ability to keep the chains moving in big situations. Why you wonder if I should have kept him out there for a few more plays. But the role he played was so important that they just let him do what he does there. I guess that was okay. 20 of his 29 total receptions resulted in first downs. 20 of 29 first down, JJ. Those are hard players to, role players like that, God, they're so valuable. And the Super Bowl, Jennings might have been named a Super Bowl MVP. I said that had we pulled that off instead of Burford. Oh, I've got to block this. Oh, there goes Chris Burford. We had two guys open. Two. Brock could have made his choice to win that game. He had Jennings over here. Ayuk had smoked. Again, that guy who can't run routes. He had smoked the dude so bad. You see the gap between Ayuk and that fool was trying to keep up with him? Those were touchdowns, fam. That was the friggin' Super Bowl right there. Jennings is a free agent, though, meaning the Niners can replace a tender on him. Place a tender on him before he's allowed to test free agent Waters. The tender is a fully guaranteed one-year deal. If another team, of course, makes Jennings an offer, the 49ers have the chance to match it. If they choose not to match that offer, the 49ers would receive a draft pick that matches the tender. Fam. That's why I don't know if they're going to do it or not. If the 49ers do place a second-round tender on Jennings, he will cost more in 2024 than if they place a lower-round tender on him. But they will also receive better compensation than if they lose him. What do you do, fam? What would you do? What would you do? I'd place a first-round tender on him. Give me a first. You want him? Give me a first-round pick. Now, and then in that case, they probably won't want him. See, but that would be unfair to Jawan. I'd pick a second-round pick on him in a heartbeat. But anyway, they gotta find a way to re-sign him. Address the O line. Okay, you know what? We could talk. We've talked about this ad nauseum, right? And the 49ers know what this is. This is true. Spencer's not going to do. I want John Feliciano back, but John, you tore your butt, man. I really wish you wouldn't have done that. I still wish you'd come back and apologize, bring flowers in the locker room and everything, and lay him down on John's desk and say, I certainly did make a mistake, John. I really would like to be a 49er. I know you guys could use me. And if I apologize to the entire locker room, I've already bought everybody a new pair of Jordans, and on my salary, that's really tough to do. So you can see my sincerity. He's just got to go on and on, But right guard's not the only issue, fam. Colton McKivitz will not be. He's just not. I mean, I don't mind him being a backup, but I can't see. The 49ers are going to go after tackles probably in the draft. But fam, have you heard about the rumor? I don't think it has any legs, but Trent Williams may be being offered to come back to the 49ers. I just want somebody to protect. Had Big Williams been in the Super Bowl this past week, Brock would have had time to throw the ball from that right side. Oh, Trent Williams does not allow even people like Chris to get by him. Jones, man, that dude? Never mind. God, it just. And how about bringing in a run-stuffing DT? Ma'am, since the Niners allowed DJ Jones to go on over and join little Rusty over in Denver, we haven't really had a real demon in the middle. Got to address that, fam. They've got to get a run-stuffer. Remember when we lost Ian Williams, one of the best in the game back then, and the percentages of runs against the 49ers had increased immediately as soon as he left? The same thing with DJ Jones. We got to get another guy to stuff that run in the middle. Man. I don't know, fam. If the Lions had chosen to run the ball more in the second half of the NFC Championship game, fam, we wouldn't even been having that conversation about the Super Bowl. They were running us all game long. Had they been smart enough to keep running the ball in the second half, I'm not sure what would have happened. But, they got Khalil Davis would be a benefit. Because Kinlaw's probably not coming back, fam. But Khalil Davis is another one of those guys that makes a career on the IR and until he leaves. How about let Khalil go and keep Javon? Oh, no, Javon's way more expensive. See, this is the point. When you build a team of this potential and power, this is what happens as you keep going along. You keep fumbling around and keep missing things like you do Niners. And now you caught a situation now where you can't. See, this should have been laid back. I might have been able to accept the fact that if this year we went into this year and looked a little tired, a little weary, came up, I don't want to get into the playoffs with a 10-7 record because that means you'll look like the Rams. But if they go 9-8, I can look back and say, you know what? They got a lot of rest this year. I like the way the rookies came along. The schedule will be easier next year. Some of the kids we brought in are going to mature. We can get rid of some contracts, and let's go. I can afford to take a year off. In my mind, I can take a year off. Dynasties aren't usually built one year after another, unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs, who just pulled off a miracle because we went in there and donated that game. I don't care what anybody says, the 49ers donated that damn game. So, that's... Man. Man, I'm talking about before that. The score sheet. How about Christian McCaffrey's touchdown? The game complexion changes when you have certain events take place early in the game. Look beyond just that 3 times. Hey, Big Show says, bring back Chris Conley. Yes. Like him. Wow. Maddie up in Bend, Oregon. Maddie, come on in, Maddie.
Buddy. Hey, buddy.
Maddie's good.
Happy Sunday night.
Yeah, man. I think I'm going to talk about this. The Combine's coming by next week. I'm not even concerned about that. I'm still wondering, how did they manage to lose that? They had the superior team. I
understand it, man.
Damn it.
There's probably a book now on how how do you professionally give up a Super Bowl by the 49ers?
It'll be a bestseller. God,
Seriously, bro.
it is.
I mean, it's just like step by step. Like, here's how you do it. It's like a recipe.
The Chiefs were not
Ugh.
a better team. Even the Niners knew that.
No, dude, we came out swinging, bro. The only thing that stopped that momentum was that CMC fumble, and it really didn't stop all the momentum.
But you know what it did do? It took 7 points away from us. They were going to score that.
True story.
If nothing else, they were going to get 3.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we definitely
Shot ourselves in the foot. Wet to bed.
yeah,
All those
that's
cliches.
exactly what I was trying to say. Oh my goodness, Ronbo.
Right there.
I don't know how many more times my heart can take this.
You know, aside from the firing of Kyle Shanahan, like a lot of people want, some of these other things that are
I
going to
don't
be
think
fixed. That's not going to happen anyway. Some of these other things that need to be
we don't
fixed.
need that.
If they are fixed, some of the other issues on the right side of the line, signing Ayuk and keeping Jennings, getting some help for Nick Bosa, that's a tall order to fill. I understand that, but if it is done, what are the chances of us getting back there? And will the 49ers will the guys be motivated and have the eye of the tiger next year? Is one of my other concerns as well.
Well, you got to kind of wonder, like, how many times are they going to want to go through this? You know, I mean, it's a long season, and it's like, man, you get all the way in there, and you're supposed to be the team, and then flop right at the end, and it's like, man, some of these guys are just sick of this crap.
I know,
It's
right?
like, man,
Are you not surprised
you get
people are asking to
deflated.
be traded? Well, that's the kind of family atmosphere we
Oh,
have
my
in San Francisco, but still, my God.
I don't even know what we're going to do, Ronbo. I think if we can keep this core the way we have it, and we can add some critical pieces, I think we can do what we've done. I mean, I don't think we're gonna take a step back like we did after the 1920 Super Bowl,
20,
unless we get a ton of injuries.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, 2020.
Well, that's what happened to us, though. Remember all the injuries that came down?
Yeah.
And this, that scares you. Like, we got lucky. We were healthy
rough
mostly
year.
all season long. Can we do that again? Oh.
I hope so. Well, I think we can. Oh my goodness, I don't know. You see some of these people getting hurt earlier in the season, and it sucks they're getting hurt. But at least some of that stuff's happening earlier in the season, and they're getting healthy at the right time. So there is that. And it's a rough sport, buddy.
No. I mean, it's.
I mean, what do you even do? I mean,
yeah, God, it's. Oh, that's the
oh
amazing.
well. So
That's
we got the combine coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got to look forward. I mean, we can't. At a certain point, we gotta stop looking back because we've already lost. We can't. Our future's in the front. It's not in the mirror and behind us. So we got to look forward.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, we got to learn from our mistakes, but it doesn't seem like we do.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Does it seem like we do? You know, we just.
No, it doesn't.
Did we repeat a
It's
lot
like
of
we're
what we
always
did
like the
in the
second or third best
2019?
team.
Yeah, well, kinda.
Yeah. I don't even. I still have faith in us, buddy. I mean, I still think we're going to dominate the division, but at the same time, I don't know what it is, man. Those Cardinals always scare me, dude.
I honestly, and the Cardinals now frighten me. And I used to have this phobia about the Hawks. It's starting to gravitate toward the Cardinals now too. They might be a little tough
agree.
this year. Yeah, you gotta
They might be tougher. Well, look how they played us this year. Even though they were technically kind of a quote unquote a horrible team, they played us tough.
They did. That coach is
always do
he's
that.
legit. He is.
Yeah, he is legit. I'm curious to see what happens in Seattle, though, Ronbo. Do they even have a coach yet?
The Cardinals? Yeah, we got the same guy they had last year. I forget his name.
No, not Cardinals. No, Seahawks. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. They picked up the coach from the Ravens. He was a defensive coach for them.
Oh, okay. How am I drawing a blank on his name?
I
I
mean,
know
his
who you're
name.
talking about, though.
Yeah, he's
we'll see.
he's tough. If he can make him look like the Ravens defense, we may have a fight on our hands there. But
Yeah, you still got Geno Smith, though.
the saving grace,
Geno.
Geno.
Still got a trash bag throwing the ball around. You just, I don't know. We got a better quarterback than they do.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
don't
I don't know.
know.
Well, we got this, dude.
Pete
We
Carroll.
got this. We're gonna get through the combine. They're gonna
Yeah,
find the right people. Hopefully, they don't do what they normally do and do everything with the defense. We got a good defense.
yeah, we do. We just need a DC. Well, I hope, and hopefully, fam, I don't know about you, but I'm hoping they pull a guy from within the system. Don't bring a new guy in because he's going to. And don't tell
I
him he
hope so
can't bring
too.
in his
Somebody already knows.
people and he can't change the system. And I don't want to change the system either. But what are they going to do?
I don't know. I'm kind of upset that we got rid of Steve Wilkes because I don't feel like that was the problem. I mean, I feel like when he got out onto the field, I feel like everything kind of changed on the defense. I mean, the defense played good in that Super Bowl,
Yeah, they did.
in my opinion.
Yeah, especially the Super Bowl. They didn't do well
Not
to do the
perfect.
playoffs, but the Super Bowl they played. They were serious.
They really tightened up on the Super Bowl, buddy. Like, I feel like he was really playing for his job, and then we're just like, oh, okay. I mean, would we have kept him if we'd have won?
I know everybody keeps asking that question. Matty, we gotta go.
You kind of wonder.
I do.
All right, buddy.
I
When are you
do.
going to be back next?
Probably we'll do one a week now for a little bit here. The combine, we'll see what happens.
Probably.
It's such fool's
Yeah,
gold.
see what
You
happens
see
during the
guys,
week.
world talents out there in the Olympics out there tearing up, and then they get to the NFL. So
And
we'll
they flop.
see.
Uh-oh. Wah, wah. All right, buddy.
All right, man.
Well, you have a good Sunday night, man.
You too.
And, you need a moderator in here.
Yeah, I know those folks, but we got such tough people. They sort of battle them back, so we sort of let that go.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Good point. I give you that much. Yeah, we got a good group in here.
We do. They fight. I love it. Where's Sharice?
Oh, yeah.
Sharice probably left us for now. All
Yeah,
right, fam.
she's tough. She'll tell them all what's up. That's awesome. All right, buddy. I'll catch you a little later this week.
All right. Looking forward to it. Night, Maddie.
All right, buddy. Later, buddy.
All right. Yo, Aaron.
Hey, Ronbo.
Aaron, man, we got to get some things done. They're pretty much essential to get done. You got to have Ayuk, you got to have Jennings. We got to get some help for Nick. That O-line has to be administered to, please. And we need a run stuffer. If we get, and that doesn't seem like a big order to fill, does it? But if it's not filled, we got bad news coming up next year. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think after like the 2019 season, like we just lost our people and our players in 2020 during the season because they got injured and
Left and right.
yeah, and the reason they got injured is because when they went to MetLife Stadium
I know.
where they went to play the Giants and the Jets,
God, lost Bosa.
man, that was awful.
Man. Jimmy got hurt in that game. Didn't Jimmy get hurt in that game too? Yeah. What's his name?
Yep.
Crashed his ankle. See, Jimmy, Nick, yeah,
Mostert and Solomon Thomas.
yeah, Mostert. That's right. And Solomon might not have been. We could have probably continued without him, but the rest, all these other three, game over. Did we pick up Jordan? Jordan, the tight end. That was so good. He got hurt right away too.
Yeah.
I mean,
He got hurt too.
Yeah, before the season started. Look at the 49ers reload. They just set all up a
And
bunch of
also,
dumb bodies to get hurt.
Yeah, and also Sherman too.
Yeah,
Richard Sherman.
sure, calf. It wouldn't heal. It went the whole season. It would not heal. I said, Sherman, you've been gone 7 weeks. It still hurts. Oh. Ooh, that's the game that the Miami Dolphins Man, they went nuts on us. Remember that game? Sherm
I
was
mean,
out,
they went.
and that
I mean,
was
they.
oh God, it was
I
brutal.
mean, they just went. I mean, the Dolphins just went bizarre on us. Like they were just having their way.
So this we don't want to see. Can you imagine that? We've had 4 out of the last 5 years. We just kick ass team. Even if we didn't get to the big show, everybody knew they did not want to see nobody's 49ers in the playoffs, right? So, now all of a sudden return to complete mediocrity, battling with the Rams and the Hawks to win the division. No. Ew, no. So,
But
Cardinals might be good, too.
but yeah, and also we also need a pass rusher on the opposite side of Nick Bosa.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, cause
It's not Beal and it's not Jackson. Let me tell you something. Maybe it is. I didn't see anything to prove that. But since we're not spending any money, probably on the edge, that we need to, I know what we're going to do.
yeah, and of course we need to fix the offensive line, the right side. So I mean, which is, everybody knows that.
We're trying to save money. Unless you get some kind of freak out of the draft. Wouldn't that be special? Because the 49ers are going to draft an offensive lineman. Wouldn't it be great? He comes in looking like Quentin Nelson. But you know what? If he was Quentin Nelson, everybody'd know about it. Penei Sewell, number 2. Hello. Who we gotta get? Big Show, help me out with this, man. Who's available that's gonna help us? Show watches very closely as to who is going to go where and why and what they got, right? So,
Yeah, and also we're also going to need a cornerback too, because every time it's just inconsistent.
Well, did the secondary really hurt us this year, though? You think?
Well, I mean, besides Jafarius Ward and Demo, I mean, they were pretty good. So, and and Hufanga was doing good too, but he got injured. So,
And
but Jair was.
Yeah, Jair, he needed some seasoning. I have a feeling he's going to be pretty good. Jair and Hofanga, that's a nice looking tandem. They're both ball hawks. And
Yeah.
and aggressive. Ambry Thomas is the big question mark, though. Ambry hurt his hand at the end. I like Ambry, so I give him every excuse. We'll see. Hey, fam, we gotta go though. I'll see you later on in the week, maybe, but most likely next weekend.
All right, Ronbo. Take care.
All right, fam. You too. Always appreciate you, Aaron. All right. Yeah, Tony, our secondary led the league in INTs. Our secondary actually, again, okay, fam, here's another question. You have to think about this for a moment. What's the coincidence of Wilkes coming in and that secondary looking quite a lot different than they did? Early on, they looked like they were going to be a problem, but they mellowed out, got better. It's the frontline defense that seemed to suffer, and no coincidence, that's not Wilkes' strength as a coach. Hey, yo, Brian.
Lead the people to true freedom and security.
Brian.
Hey, Ronbo.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
49ers ready and go. I'm sorry, Ronbo. I watch TV.
No, okay.
But as I was saying, 49ers ready and go. still rocking with the Niners till I'm dead and cold.
There you go. You gotta
You're
keep
licking
that.
my
Gotta
wounds
keep
all
that.
the way from the Mid-South because the law says know your role and shut your mouth. What it is, Rumbo.
I tell you. Well, it's going to take until next season for me to get over the 49ers donation to the Chiefs having a back-to-back. Because you look back at that game, the 49ers had no business losing that game. You had them outmanned, you had them out everything, and you managed to find a way to lose that. They had to find a way to give that game away, right? I'm thinking now next year you guys got to do some things that have got to be done, or you won't even be in that situation again. You won't be able to compete. And I mentioned you got to keep Ayuk, you got to keep Jennings, you've got to get a run stopper, you've got to get Bosa some help over there on the other side. And for God's, everybody knows, we all agree, the offensive line, Kyle, John, come on, man. That's those guys. You lost the game because of that.
Ronbo, you preaching to the choir, brother.
I know, we all know.
To the choir. But hey, check it out. Ronbo. I came up with a list of four things I think the Niners need to have a successful offseason. We gotta start winning the offseason before we can get to the postseason or the preseason. We gotta start winning the offseason. Number one, the first thing I put down is no. You know what? I'm gonna start from 4 and go back from 4 to 1. So number 4, I got bring back Third and Jennings. We gotta have him. We gotta have him back.
No doubt.
I don't care what. Hey, we need to bring him back. He's earned it. I think he's earned his stripes.
More than that.
He's earned his stripes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Number 3, I picked. We need to name a DC immediately. So if they're going to go in-house, and I don't think they're going to bring anybody outside. So if they're going to bring in-house, then go ahead on and do it. So whoever they bring in, whoever the guy they decide is going to be internal, they can mesh. He can mesh with his defense or whatever, and so they can. Get, like I said, make it together, get along with it, so he can mesh with his players, he can mesh with the system, he can mesh with the scheme, all of that. Number 2, make Brandon Ayuk priority 1. We just got a green light to say that the salary cap is going to go up. Okay, so now, so it shouldn't be no problem in bringing the Ayuk back. I think Brandon Ayuk, he's earned his. He's like Jennings, he's earned it. As far as I'm concerned, he's our number 1 receiver. And so if you're going to have Brock Purdy, if he's going to be successful, he's got to have a number 1 receiver. And right now, I think it's Brandon Ayuk. So we got to make him priority 1.
Excellent point.
And number 1, address the O-line. Whether it be through free agency, draft, at the swap meet, I don't care. Bring in some old linemen. Yeah. Bring in and not only just for the ones, but depth as well. Mm-hmm. I figured hopefully we can get 1 or 2. If we can get like 1 or 2 through in free agency, that'll be great. And the draft, you're gonna have to draft. You got 11 picks. You better have. If you got 11 picks, 5 of them better be offensive linemen. So you need to draft for depth.
And trade the rest up and go back and get another lineman.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Keep on. Yeah. Right. But those are my 4. Those are my 4. And if there was, I'm trying to think if there was a 5th one. If there was a
Nick Bosa in that edge rush. You got to have somebody on the side. Nick. You can't do it by yourself.
Still get somebody on the other side. And I don't agree with bringing his brother. Yeah, I think
you can't afford it.
We can't afford him. And then 2, he's injury prone. So we don't.
That's true.
Now if you're gonna bring somebody, I'm gonna tell you the 2 if they're gonna bring in. If they're going to bring somebody and bring in Khalil Mack.
I knew you were going to say that. As soon as everybody seen his name go.
Bring him in or the guy from
Minnesota?
No, Carolina.
Oh, he's from Carolina.
Burgess.
Yes.
What's his name? Burns.
Yeah, that's it. Burns. Yeah, that's the guy.
Burns. Yeah. I think it's a two-man, and I'm basing them just on productivity. You know, I don't think they have no injury issues, but I think it's, to me, Ronbo, it's a two-man race. Either you know, if you're not going to keep Chase Young, then you look at those two, because I'm pretty sure when Harbaugh comes in, he's probably going to do some slicing and dicing. He's probably, and bring his folks in. And if Khalil Mack, if he hits the free agent like John Lynch, get him. Get him.
Wait, did they let Mack's contract run completely out? I thought people were talking about trading for him.
Oh, well, if they can do that.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what is his contract situation is. I just assume, I think if Bosa hitting the market, I think Khalil Mack is too. So I don't know if they just having a yard sale with the Chargers or what. Tell him. So
that's right. I forgot.
But
changing things.
But I think. But yeah, Ronbo. If we're going to go deep, if he's going to go for defensive lineman or probably a rush in, those two. It's either if Khalil Mack, if we can get him, or Burns from Carolina. That's a two-man race.
Man,
what do you think?
I agree. You can't. Nick gets help. The league's in trouble. And we had it in the Super Bowl, and you got evidence of what it could be. But I don't know what woke Chase up suddenly, but he looked great in the Super Bowl. I say that's the guy I expected from day one.
Yeah, he did. I saw him. He took the tackle upfield. He swiped him. He did a swipe hand move, whatever. I said, man, this is what we've been looking at for all season. This is where have you been? Got a sack. He got a boot by him. Got a sack. I'm like, man, this is what we need.
He's not going to play for any cheapness.
But
we do have to go though, fam. Let me. I'll see you toward the end of the week unless I can escape some other problems I got. All right.
All right, Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to production. The law is out.
All right, fam. Always appreciate you. All right, Brian.
Yeah. All right, Ronbo.
And Mr. Baseball, here's the thing. People always talk about how the game's rigged and how this and that is done. Look at the game, guys. How do you go about rigging it? Okay, because quite frankly, most of the football players are not Academy Award-winning actors. Number two, what are the odds of – what do you think, they all got together and rehearsed it? The referees played little role in this game, and some of it to the detriment of both teams by not making calls. So this thing about fixing games, I've tried to realize and examine that. And as I said, I don't think these guys are thespians who went and graduated with honors from acting school. And I don't think the refs are smart enough to know how to manipulate a game that way. They can try, but it won't. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't buy the marketing principles and all those other things. Granted, though, Tay did bring in $300 million. I'm sure the league was pulling for the Chiefs. But as far as the players getting out there and playing parts, and everybody's got to memorize their part and make sure we do this for this to happen, I think that's a little far-fetched. It's like Tom Brady says, do you guys think I would actually fix a game for Eli Manning to beat me twice? See, these are the things that I say, no. Hey, yo, KC!
What's shaking, Ronbo?
I am, Casey. I'm scared of next year because the fact that last time we lost the Super Bowl, the next year we looked like complete crap. I just don't, remember when we lost, Cap lost? I mean, not Cap, but Harbaugh lost. And then we lost 2019. Each one of those years, we had to walk around in the daytime with flashlights.
Well, who was quarterback, Ronbo?
That was Cap back in the first year. Harbaugh. That was, yeah.
No, this last time it was Jimmy after
and it was Jimmy.
Super Bowl loss, right?
Yeah, and now it's,
And now it's Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
And it's his time to shine.
Now, Ellis believes it too. How does the league go about manipulating and making sure games go one way or the other? I still can't buy it.
Rumbo, I think the games are absolutely tailored a little bit because
How do you go
when
about
you
doing
see
it?
a flag game, when you see a flag thrown,
Yeah.
and then the refs huddle up and they stare off into the distance, Rumbo.
They're talking to the front office.
You know, they throw the flag, they huddle up, and they stare off into the distance. So I don't know what that's about, but I do know when I'm watching, and I know that when I see a Kansas City fan, I yell out, "Holding!" And you know, I think I know that free will is a law of the planet.
Yeah.
And so this whole idea of script and all this, it's fantasy. You can't make people go out there and you can't make 11 people try and throw the game and all this
Right?
stuff.
Can you imagine telling Debo, listen, can we talk to you for a minute? About what? We need for you to lose this game. What? We've got it all scripted out, and all you got to do is follow the script. That's all you got to do. And you'll get paid
Well, that's
like
the
you
beauty of
would not
football.
believe. I
It
can't
doesn't
believe
work like that.
that.
It takes the whole team to
It
win
does,
the
but
game, so.
you gotta approach the top guys and make sure they
Yeah.
know what they got to do. And
Mhm.
after playing ball and everything, how do you tell me how to do in order to throw a football game? Now, if you're a boxer or something like that, where it's one-on-one, or a tennis player, yeah, I can work with you. But a team?
Well, Rumbo, I just go back to I go back to one of my favorite sayings, and that's free will is the law of the planet.
Well, it always will be true.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you. Well,
Well, Rumbo, it's Sunday. I had my James Brown on this Sunday morning. I woke up early, saw the sunrise.
yeah,
It's been a nice day. I'm eating a burrito right now.
there you go.
And,
It doesn't get any better than that. Now lay back, relax, stare off into the sunset like the refs do. Or stare off into space like the refs do. You bring up a good point, though, Casey. I do wonder, what are they holding up and talking about for so long? All right, here's what the front office said. We are to make this call. We're going to go in. We're going to check out and see if indeed that was what it was. And according to the script, we're supposed to say
I would
it actually failed. Go ahead.
I would really love for someone to kind of top what I have to say. When
All right.
Navarro Bowman broke his leg on TV, I watched from my home what really happened, and they couldn't get it right on the field. And since that day, I have not cared about the NFL the same way. I call in partly because I love Ronbo sports, not just because I love the 49ers.
Thank
You
Casey.
know,
My
I've grown
God.
without Rombo sports, I don't know if I would really follow the 49ers the same way. The
Really?
NFL is not the same, Rombo.
Well, it's a nice thing to say,
NFL
Case,
is
but
not
I
the
feel
same,
bad
man.
about that, actually. You should still love the Niners.
I've been watching Bosa get not just like held, but like double team held for so long.
I know.
And
And they
it's
don't
not
care.
just that it happens once or twice. It's
It
the
happens
frequency.
every
of it.
week.
It happens
Every
all the
week.
time, man. You know, so are the games thrown? No. Are the games tailored? I think it's obvious, Rombo.
And you're right, because if indeed Bosa's being held, if you don't call holding like the refs didn't do, the refs didn't call anything in this game, really, on either team. If you're going to do that, it's going to be to the advantage of the other team.
I mean,
Every
I'm
team in the league
over-
knows hold Nick. They won't say anything.
I'm over trying to beat the Disney Zebras, the Kansas City Disney Zebras. Kansas City Zebras. That's what I'm calling them, man. I'm over trying to beat these guys. You know, Rob, I know what I've watched, man. You know, there's enough plays in both the Super Bowls that were very game changing, especially like Kittle's play before the half, in the first one, and just the no calls on Bosa throughout both of them. But anyway.
You know I can go along with that, though, because if you stop Bosa, if you're trying to stop the 49ers, you stop Nick, and yeah, that could very well have an adverse conclusion for the 49ers. So maybe I can go along with that.
I think the Chiefs have a really nice secondary. I watched them play versus the Patriots earlier last year,
Man.
and I thought the Chiefs secondary is what really made their defense. I hate that I can't say hats off to the Chiefs, man.
I wouldn't. Damn them. Lucky. God, they're lucky. Oh.
You know, I wish, like, if, you know, what really ticks me off when I go down to play poker, Ronbo, these guys, they clean up, they head down to the casino, and they have one move, and maybe it works, you know, and it takes all my money, Ronbo. But at least if you're going to take my money, you know, I want it to be like a good game.
Yeah, beat me with some skills. Don't just one move me and win. I can see where that would be aggravating.
People are like, it's loser stuff to blame the refs and all this stuff. Man, it's loser stuff to rely on the refs, Ronbo.
Yeah. Good point. I love the way you turned that around. That exactly. Yes. You got to rely on those guys to do the right thing out there. Absolutely.
Legend has it, Nick Bosa is still being held right now.
Even at his own home. Case, we gotta go. You're hilarious.
Remember all these plays on the NFL Instagram? They're like, "Oh, watch Mahomes scramble for 15 seconds. He's got all this time. I wonder why he's got all this time."
Because he got nicked out on the ground in a scissor lock. Case, we gotta go though. I really enjoy our conversations. Let me see you next week, okay? Even if you're in the middle of a Texas Hold'em.
I gotta wait till Friday, or are we talking Friday. Super Bowl in March now?
I know, right? 1st. I'm just trying to get over this one. I can't get over it. The last one I got over because I realized what happened, but this one I don't. What did you guys do? Okay.
I just remember one play in that Super Bowl, and it's Javon Jennings throwing a touchdown, and like me and everyone in the 49er Empire going, give it to Jawan. Like that was the whole Super Bowl. It was Javon Jennings, remember?
I know.
I remember.
And when he stood up, I thought he was out on his feet. He stops in front of the end zone line. He gathers himself, and then he falls in. I said, "Oh, look at that! They knocked Jawan out, but his will wouldn't let him fall short of the goal line."
What if Javon Jennings got MVP, man? Oh, man.
He should have been in the running, and a lot of people would have complained if he didn't. He did everything you needed to do to win that game. All right. In case we got to go. All right, fam.
All right, Robert.
I'll see you next week. All right. Man. 49er Brian. Come on in, fam.
Ronbo, my main man.
Yeah.
I have to second the caller there that just called. Without Ronbo Sports, man, it's kind of lame because who wants to listen to Troy Aikman or Joe Buck or frickin' Tony Romo, No Show Romo, or any of those other commentators? I mute the shit out of those punks, and I just crank you every time.
Thanks,
there's a little delay.
Yeah.
There's a little delay with you sometimes, but hey, I just
time.
love the Rombo-gasm and the head exploding, and it's just great. So funny.
Thanks, man.
Funniest shit ever.
It's not like a 49er football game.
That Fruity Rudy, man, he's got like 12 people in his chat, and he's talking shit about us, and he blocked me again because he's such a chump.
Well, but they don't have anything else to talk about. All they can do is talk about us.
If they didn't... If they didn't have us, he wouldn't have a channel. Right? He's such a chump.
That's why, if you're going to be a Rams fan, then why don't you think about talking about the Rams? I don't understand. And then when he wakes up in the morning, the first thing he does is run down through the dailies and find all the things he can find about the 49ers. And then he comes running over to every social media. Oh, blah, 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 the Niners. Blah, 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 the Niners. Hey, aren't you supposed to be a Rams fan? You don't have anything else to talk about? Well, I guess not, huh? The Rams suck, don't they? You know?
You know what's even funnier? They think they're going to sign Khalil Mack. That's what I find they don't have that much money to sign anybody. They're a bunch of weirdos over there.
They can listen, let's hope they do. You know why? Because Mack is going to gut them.
Because they'll be broke.
Right. They don't learn. Well, they're worse than we don't learn from our mistakes. They're worse. You go ahead and sign Khalil Mack.
Yeah. They'll probably sign Stafford for more money. Dummies.
Sure, give him a raise. Because over in Texas, back on the ranch, now Dak is talking about getting $60 million. $60 million.
That's insane.
60,
God.
Brian! Oh, why?
Well, if he gets signed for that, he better buy Taylor Swift a brand new Mercedes or something. You know what I mean?
For the expansion of the path.
Hey, become really good friends with Kelsey. Start kissing more ass. Jesus.
Brian, they should go back to really evaluating quarterback performance and base their salaries on that. You don't need to pay people just because another quarterback set a standard. When they start going by that, they're going to make Brock Purdy impossible to sign. And I'm already worried about that now.
Did you see that Brock's making a John Deere commercial or something?
Yeah, he's on a tractor and everything. He had to put a straw hat on his head and everything else and have him climb down off the tractor. Well, it may not be as dependable as me, but I recommend John Deere.
You know what I'd love if he drive that if he drove that tractor over like a Chiefs emblem or a Seahawk emblem, or tore up some ground that had a cowboy star on it or something. That'd be a sweet commercial.
Oh man!
Oh my God!
And try to write up things for him to do in that commercial. We'd have fun with that. But go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna buy a new Toyota because of him for sure. I want a Tundra so bad. Hey, so I think honestly, he got screwed on the MVP. It should have been Brock Purdy MVP. I think.
Yeah,
I don't think
they based them. They based that one game against the Ravens as a determining factor, apparently. So
yeah, and look what happened to Lamar the rest of the season.
Oh man,
nothing.
He really looks kind of out of his element in that last game in the playoffs against the Chiefs. We played the Chiefs way better than they did. I was shocked. I thought Lamar had actually arrived.
Well, we didn't play 49er football in the Super Bowl
that too.
Because the Chiefs aren't better than us. No way. We were so much better than them.
Not.
We just made too many mistakes. We had too much against us. It just seems like, odds were against us too much. But I'm confident this year. And hey, man, with this salary cap increase, Ayuk's getting signed. I ain't worried about it now. It's
the 49ers know better than to let him go. Yeah.
No, and you Rams fans, you're going to be shaking in your boots when we sign him. You guys know what's coming your way.
They're going to keep talking. They don't have anything else to do. But we have to realize that they have a team that doesn't really provide them any excitement. So all they got to do is the only thing you can do is heckle us through being jealous of the fact that their team is their team and our team is our team, and they just can't stand it. We're in the same state.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we own California. That's for sure. Ronbo, do you think we're going to sign Trent Brown? I don't know about that.
You've heard about that too, right?
I mean,
I don't.
Yeah.
Kyle, they don't appreciate his attitude is what's never going to let that happen. Remember, he came into camp looking like he weighed about 600 pounds, and that's when they decided right then and there that we're done. We're done.
Looking like he weighed 49 Brian weight.
But I understand that year he came in, he rolled in, he didn't walk in, and they said, you know what, that's pretty much all you needed to do. What do we ask you to do before the season starts? We ask you to get into shape and let's go. And you come in here, and we actually had to provide 2 chairs for you at every meeting. No, we're not going to do this again.
Well, we just need him to hold and roll over Mahomes, right? That's all we need him to do.
I'll take that.
I don't think. I think we're better off just drafting somebody, don't you? Yeah.
Just don't make a mistake.
And anyway. Are we still trying to get Surtain too from the Broncos?
I don't think so. And I haven't heard any more about that, but maybe I don't know. But we do have to go back. I'll see you at the end of the week. Sorry to hear about Sherman getting in trouble again. I know, Poor guy. Right? I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't mention it on social media or anything. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up. No, it's okay. I love Sherman, man. I can't. He's got some kind of a problem. I do too, and I hope he doesn't get fired from his job or whatever, because he's really good analyst, and he supports us really well, other than some of these other chumps in the media. But for the companies he's working for, public image is everything. Anyway. All right, fam. Let's wish the best for Sherman. He'll be okay. Hey, all right, Ronbo. Love you. Love the fam. Have a good night, everyone. You too, fam. All right. Night. See you guys. Night, Brian. Bye. Hey, Russo, come on in, fam.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Russo, man, as I said, there's some things that have to be done between now and next year. We cannot go down the toilet because of what we did here, losing the Super Bowl, and what usually comes after that. And I can't get over the donation to, Russo. I keep reflecting in my mind if McCaffrey scores that touchdown like he usually does. That's uncharacteristic from what he did. If indeed when they kick the ball to us, Ray McCloud just dives on the ball to protect the ball. Don't try to pick it up. Just dive on the ball. He doesn't. And they're 5 or 10 yards away from the goal line. Of course they're going to score. I just can't put it away. Russo, shed some light on this. What needs to be done next year, and some of your thoughts that you're thinking.
I mean, that entire game was it's just extremely frustrating because you could point to 7, 8, 9 different plays, and you can be like, what the hell was this, or what the hell was this? And oh man, it's this or if that. But the reality is they dominated the Chiefs, and they were only up 7 at halftime.
I know, right?
You can't just let them hang around. And if the Chiefs are playing well, all right, cool. Now we got a game. But the Niners were literally in control the whole time, and they just kept leaving them in the game, and they're expecting to just be better for 60 minutes or 75 minutes. You can't just be better the entire game if you're gonna leave it up to chance. It's just not realistic. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna work.
Especially a guy like Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, the Super Bowl. I mean, it is what it is, right? We could dissect it a million ways. It's not going to change.
No.
They need to get better. I thought that they took the next step when they made the comeback versus Green Bay, and then that huge comeback versus Detroit. I mean, they were 0-32. Shanahan never came back, and they did it twice in a row. It's they're ready to take the next step. They finally are doing things they've never done, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So they still need to do more. They still need to get better. I mean, for me, step one, they already did step one in my opinion. So I'm glad there was step one and there was step two, and they've already done step one and step two as far as beginning to tackle the offseason. It was get rid of Steve Wilkes. They've already done that.
Yep.
Okay. What the plan is, I'm not 100% sure, but I kind of feel like you could promote, anybody with experience in that field that's got familiarity with the team, and it's going to be at least the same or potentially better, because the dude, if you look at the numbers and the stats and the rankings, yeah, we were fine. But you're talking about a team that's gotten significantly worse in almost every category, and the roster has gotten significantly better, in all 3 levels. So something was wrong. And, that cover 0 in the overtime, it was a lot, right? So I think Kyle wanted to fire him, honestly, during the bye week. But in his mind, he's like, look, this is a Super Bowl roster. We're not going to go through all these changes midseason. Let's just see what we get, where we go. Let's try to fix it on the fly. We're going to bring him from the booth down to the field, right? So they were trying to change him as they went, and I think they got as far as they could with him. And he was just like, all right, this is not my guy. Mm-hmm. So step one is done. Step two, they had to get rid of Isaiah Oliver's contract. That dude was horrible. They just saved $2 million. The slot was a liability. Covering tight ends was a liability. If they needed to put him outside, he was a liability. So that was step two. Now, where do they go from here? You got limited money. You got a ton of draft picks. You got a guy due for a big contract. So it's all the pieces of the puzzle are there, but the problem is you got a million pieces on your table, and you got to put the puzzle together, right? So it's all right, well, how do we put this together? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's not my job, but I think Ayuk is a must keep. Yep. I think Jennings is a must keep. Yep. And then you got to remember Hufang is coming off a serious injury. Greenlaw's coming off a serious injury. So you're going to need more depth.
Mid-season, at the earliest.
Right. So so you don't really know. But the problem is you won't know until the draft and free agency is over where you're at come regular season. So you got to pre-plan, and you got to calculate these things in advance. Yep. I think Azeez Al-Shaair is target number one, day one of free agency. That's going to be 1 minute of free agency. You're probably going to hear about it the day before. I don't see any reason why you don't bring him back. Dude was great. He deserved a starting role, right? Yeah. Familiarity. If Greenlaw needs to wait until week 8, week 10, or if he needs the whole year off, give him the year off, right? Yeah. I think we're all good with Azeez, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. He was good. I thought he was really good. They made a choice between Dre and Azeez. That's why they didn't keep them both. They just made a choice between the two, and they chose Dre.
And they made the right choice. They absolutely made the right choice. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as the draft, I don't know. They got a ton of picks. I don't see them using all their picks. I could see them maybe moving up in the first round and then moving back down again, just to kind of, quality versus quantity, maybe stack some more picks for next year. There's only so much money to spend. It's going to be a big process. There's a lot of really real decisions that need to be made because, like, if you're an organization that's just like super successful, right? You're wealthy, you're well known, you're well loved. Your last 4 or 5 years have been successful in theory, and you're just still not doing enough. Like, you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, what do we need to change? Like, everyone's got to really dig deep and like figure out what they can do to get better. Exactly. And ultimately, it's just everyone could get better, and you could build the perfect roster, but you still have to beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Right? Because he's going to be back. You know what? You're right. They're going to get better next year, by the way, and he's going to be back. Patrick Mahomes is returning next year, and that's what just sucks. I want that dynasty to end at our hands.
I know.
We're not. They're 3 in a row. And, the horror, Russo, if we get back to that Super Bowl, the 49ers have been owned by this team in Kansas City for the last 2 Super Bowls, and here they are for round 3. If we lose that, I don't know. Oh, my God.
It started with Jimmy tearing his ACL, and then you got the Super Bowl, and then they came into our stadium last year, whooped our ass, and then beat us again in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's
gotten old. I'm sick of that.
And you could say we're homers, but we all know we were better than them. But it was like this was my take. This was my take. Ready? Going into that game, there's what? I don't know how many thousands of people in the stadium, players, fans, refs, all included, hot dog vendors. The 2 most important people in the entire stadium were Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and then we had the next 15 most important people. So
yes, that's too many.
That was my theory.
Because they were not man for man. They had 2 or 3 positions on the field that were superior to ours. Otherwise, we had them
Greenlaw
in
hurt
every category, and Greenlaw got hurt.
Yeah, losing Greenlaw hurt. That hurt
badly. Travis Kelce was kept silent. And
exactly. Did you notice he had 1 catch for 1 yard at halftime, and we had no answer. They looked at the film at halftime, and they got their heads together. They're like, look, this is what we got to do. And Wilkes had no answer for it. Yet again, he can't. Like, he can adjust when we're down to stop the bleeding, but when he's up and the other team adjusts on him and counters him, he has no mid-game adjustment. He's like, all right, I need a 30-minute break and let me figure this out. And that's why he's gone.
30 minutes, Steve. Let's go.
That's why he's gone.
I know. And I don't want to keep somebody inside. You brought him over here. You handicapped him in the first place, Russo. You said you can't bring any people in. We want you to continue to adhere to the program we're always running, and you need to learn it quick. I left several volumes on your desk that you got to go through, process, and digest, and get ready to run the team in that fashion. That's just ridiculous. And if you're going to bring in a new guy, you better let him come in and learn the newest stuff. But, Russo, I don't want a new program installed that takes too long to learn.
It's not our fault. I know you probably got to go. And this last thing, I know it's not our fault, but D'Amico Ryans, we didn't want to lose him. The dude, look what he just did. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude's awesome. So
I know he is.
To be fair, you can't blame us for the situation. It's just, that's just life. So it is what it is.
God. Anyway, we're going to be okay with the 49ers, but this is what we do. All right.
Oh, they'll be back. They'll be back.
Yeah.
They'll be back.
Russo, always great to hear from you. Hopefully get
yes,
back
sir.
here as soon as possible. See you again, huh?
All right, yeah, definitely, Ronbo. I'm gonna keep my eye out, and then I'll jump back in.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, Russo.
All right, bro.
Yeah. Right. Oh, there he is. I thought Phil went into a hiatus. Phil's gotten over his anger, but he is still Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil.
It took me a while.
That's why I've been out here screaming and yelling for the last 3 weeks, because I can't get over that. I really can't. And I've been able to get over losses before. It's not the first time we lost a football game.
The thing is, we got to shore up our offensive line. I think we got to do that in the draft.
That's scary,
We're going to do some...
that is so scary.
Renegotiating on some contracts. I think we can free up. They say $90 million.
98.
But I think with the
98 from why they well, that's what they've restructured contracts.
Yeah, they're saying if we did everything, right? So I don't think we need to do everything now that the cap came in at 250 plus.
Yep.
And so I just think we've got some leeway there. We can got to hit on some draft picks. That's for sure.
And we always do. There's always at least a couple of
Well,
standouts.
I don't know if we did last year.
Well, Jair's probably a good pick. Luter got hurt. I still don't know what to think about Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell did some great things, and then again he turned around and did some really ridiculous things.
Yeah,
so,
well,
he's a kid.
He muffed a few, and we don't know about Luter. I think Luter could be.
He's fast. He's faster than I thought, too.
He could be a piece that could replace Ambry Thomas.
Oh.
And come in and play well.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Ambry.
I think we can, sign a free agent defensive end.
Yeah, hey, Phil, touch upon that, though. How much money do you think the 49ers have set to the side and say, okay, guys, we're going to use this stash right here. We're going to see if there's any free agents out there that we think will really make a difference and be worth our money. How much? Who do you think? Go ahead. Let me hear you out.
Well, remember, this year when you sign somebody, most of the money is tied up in the signing bonus. So, like IU,
true.
He's $14 million on the cap right now. When you sign him, his first year is all going to be signing bonus for the most part, and the rest of it is going to be minimum salary, which is $1 million.
Right.
So,
what is that? Is that what goes against the cap, though? $1
million there by signing IU long term.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to run. He can stay on his 5th-year option contract this year anyway, and have the other one kick in next year.
Yeah. So you sign him, it's going to be pushed out over 5 years or whatever it is.
Anyway, give him a big bonus this year.
So
yeah.
You're gonna save a bunch of money. You're gonna sign Ayuk. It's gonna be done. Don't worry about that. I think we got to fill in some depth on that defensive line on the edge, especially.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys.
And then draft offensive linemen, and you can get good offensive linemen in the 2nd and 3rd round.
Oh, I hope so.
All we need is we need 2 pieces on the offensive line. Trent's going to play. He said he's going to play another 2. He said he's going to play out his contract, which is 3 years.
Go Trent. Well, Trent's better than Trent's going to be better than most guys. Even 90% of Trent Williams is better than most guys.
I know. So, if Trent wants to play,
I want him to play.
Then that buys us some time, right? Yeah. So, just put in some pieces on the offensive line. We've got 12 picks. We can start, put a piece in here, put a piece in there, start building some depth. I don't know what the situation with Dre is. We'll probably have to fill, but Azier would be a perfect fit.
Oh, if only. He likes it in Tennessee, and he's made that clear. I saw a clipping of him saying that he loves the community, he loves the atmosphere, he loves the city, the fans.
Well, I think
you just don't want him there for a year. Come out.
Then he's going to get a starting job next to Fred, and I think you would probably go for that. So, we're still going to win the division. Okay. Sorry, Rams.
Yeah.
Sorry, Seattle.
No, they know. That's why they're talking about us.
Arizona, you're not there yet.
Yeah, we're for the Rams, we're like arthritis. So, we just keep on bothering them, and they keep on trying to put something on
we're going to be there. We're going to be there at the end again, and then hopefully we come out the winner. But it's just we're always going to be there. But that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather be a loser? And every year,
no,
and you have no hope.
That's why we don't. You don't invest in players like organizations like in LA. That's what I like about homegrown stuff. You get to keep them longer and you get more out of them. So that's why we've been following that formula, and our guys know what they're doing. Phil, I like what they do.
we just got to hit. We got to hit a few pieces on the draft this year. That's it. If we do, we'll be right back where we were, and we'll be playing for the championship. And hopefully this time we come out stronger and come out ahead.
And hungry.
But
you know
I
what?
do
Our
think
guys are going to stumble in. They're probably going to look like the Chiefs this year, Phil. Our guys are going to stumble through the season because they don't feel like playing the season. But if you tell the Rams or 49ers that they only have to play 6 games and into the playoffs, oh, good God, they play their ass off. Then, so we've got that veteran kind of team that's going to act like that. I already know it. My mind is set up. Guys, we lost some of the game, but listen, we're still in a playoff hunt. Not to worry. I'm already ready for that, Phil. Damn it. Because I know how they feel.
But I do think,
they're
Ronbo,
tired.
that the NFL did do some things that screwed us up, like the field in the beginning, the practice field.
I agree with that for sure.
We just got shafted in that respect. And so those things are distracting, to say the least. And I
thought it fired them up a little bit, though.
Those things could be the difference between you winning a Super Bowl and not.
But Phil, we controlled the game for the most part. So I don't know if that field bothered them so much. It might have pissed them off. That fire drill in the middle of the night probably definitely pissed them off. I think those things work toward making it matter to play harder football.
But it still can be a distraction.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
You're trying to focus on the game, and
you got all kind of weirdities.
You just, those are the things that piss me off that the NFL let happen.
I know. And Goodell comes out and says that we sent our people out to that field, and they pretty much certified that field as being workable. Roger, really? Oh, you came out and said something about you.
I mean, this is the Super Bowl. You should have everything perfect.
Yes, you treat both teams equal. You don't have one playing in a sand lot while the other one's playing on a super facility.
And so that bothered me a bit. But, for the most part, it was a 50-50 game, and we came up short.
Damn it. Phil, we got to go.
But there's 30 other teams that came up shorter.
That's right. I always keep that in mind. Phil, we do have to go though. Let me. I'll see you at the end of the week. I always look forward to it. Don't miss us.
I'm back. I'm over it now. Let's move on to next year.
Yes. All right.
They're already charging me for my tickets for next year, so
gotta get over.
Move on.
I always appreciate you, Phil. All right. Have a great night.
All right. I do. I appreciate you too, Ronbo.
Thanks, Phil.
Take care, man.
You too. Bye.
All right. Later.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Tony, this is the last game last week. I'm going to try to leave this alone. Had I been coming into the whole time, and this game is just, I'm never going to get over this for as long as I live. Obviously, the 49ers. That 2024 Super Bowl was such a joke. They had the Chiefs beaten every category personnel-wise besides quarterback. In the secondary, maybe a couple of players. Well, you know what? They were just a superior team. And they went in there and they found a way to lose that damn game. Damn. But anyway, Tony, there's some things we got to have next season to come in at the same muscle now. And you already probably know what they are. Do you want to add to that?
The joke was on the field, Ronbo. It was Kyle Shanahan. He was the joke.
I wish.
I mean, everyone calls him the greatest mind in football, offensive mind in football. He's lost to Fat Boy Slim twice in the Super Bowl.
I like that. Fat for him.
Look, our biggest problem in my eyes, Ronbo, I don't know if you agree or anybody else will agree, is we've got strike players on our team that are utilised for 3/4 of the year for blocking. All right? Let me just give you one example. All right? You've got Travis Kelce on one side, all right? And just put George Kittle on the other side on their team. What do you do now?
Oh, man. Well, we'd be dead meat. George does a lot of work for
But
us.
we use George Kittle for blocking because
Well,
we
that's
don't
true.
have an O-line.
Yeah, exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
Whereas the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't need George Kittle for blocking. All right? Because their O-line's good enough.
And
So we need to free up. Yeah. Well, I posted a video there with 20 refereeing things that were, some of them were unbelievable. Sorry.
Yeah.
They were absolutely unbelievable. And when the 49ers kicked the field goal, Kansas City got the ball back. They went for a first down. They ran the first down. And then on the TV screen, all right, it was first down. So they're going to run the next play. It's second down. And Mahomes runs 3 yards and goes over the sideline, and the thing on the bottom of the TV screen goes from second back to first. So they've got 2 first downs for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But we got, you were saying, what do we need? I mean, depending on who they're going to let go, you've got Bill Jr. there, who's 6'4", 250, runs a 4.44 40, and 1.6 10-yard split. Has got a massive wingspan. I'm sure you could use that guy on the other side of Bosa.
Tony,
Robert Bill Jr.
Bill, you said Bill Jr.
Beal.
Beal. I'm sorry.
Beal.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, he needs to put on a little bulk. He's a little light, but you know what? He is fast. You are definitely right on that.
He runs a 4.46, Ronbo.
Yeah.
How big was Amenahue? This guy's 250.
Amenahue's he was about 6'5". Amenahue's long. But you don't.
No, I mean, as in weight wise.
Amenahue, he cleared 240 for sure.
Yeah, so this guy's 250.
Beal?
Yeah.
Is Beal 250? Okay, you know what?
Beal's 250, 6'4", 6'4", 4.46 40.
I didn't know that about his size. I really didn't.
A 1.6 10-yard split.
That's like
because lightning, man. You can't use him on the other end of Bosa.
He goes back to the days when they called that position the elephant. You know, when they were doing that in Kansas City, and that lightweight dude come flying around it like a bolt of lightning. If Beal's got those kind of attributes, they find a way to get him going out there. And he's from Georgia, for God's sakes, where they raised those guys.
And he's got a massive wingspan too. All right? Yeah. But you know what we do, Ronbo? It doesn't matter about the draft because whoever we draft is going to take a year off.
I know, because they'll put a red shirt on you as soon as you get to the facility, even if they shouldn't. You know?
Yeah. I mean, everybody else develops their draft picks on the field, right? Shanahan, they got to go study and become Harvard graduates and engineers and doctors and shit before they can hit the field.
He doesn't mean any shot.
Makes no sense.
Juice.
I mean, our secondary, I think, is going to be right or okay. I know a lot of people are giving up on that third round pick that we got that had the dropsies with the football. But he's the tight end.
Oh, I keep forgetting about him. I want to see more of him. But if he comes into camp this year,
his biggest problem was dropping the ball. That's all. Otherwise, if his stats were like 85%, 85% of the time he got the ball, it either went for a first down or a touchdown.
I know, but Tony,
his stats were phenomenal.
The thing is, though, he's hasn't grown since last year because he's been off all year, right? So you're going to see the same guy at the beginning of this season if he's okay now. You know, the same kid that you saw last year, which is, I don't know. I hope he's a little.
But what was his injury? What was his injury? Was that a foot or a knee?
I can't remember. really don't remember.
If it was a foot or a knee, I mean, you can still train upper body and things like that. You can't do squats, obviously, but
You could, but boy, that would hurt.
yeah.
I don't know. That's a good. Somebody in the chat. What happened to? Well, I even forgot his name. God.
And then we got
Anyway.
Cleveland Farrell. We need
Cameron Latu.
obviously, with-
Latu.
Yeah, Cameron Latu. That's right.
Thanks, Ellis.
I'm not
Yeah.
giving up on the kid.
No, I'm not
Okay,
either. I want to see more. I just did. I forgot. I wanted to see him grow. Anyway, Tony, we got to
All we have
stop.
to do is fix the right-hand side of the line,
Oh,
Ronbo.
yeah.
That's it.
God, yes. Oh, everybody's tired of that. And the 49ers should be too. You know?
Yeah.
All right, Tony. Let me see at the end of the week and see if we got a new DC next week. They probably will get it before they go to the combine. I figure Shannon's going to name him within the next couple of days. Anyway.
Meniscus tear.
Got one. We just don't know. Yeah.
Meniscus,
tear. Okay. Yeah. That's not too bad.
No, that's not serious. It doesn't take forever to get over that. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Shout
Tony.
out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, Papa Dragon. What is it? Mountain Girl and the rest of the crew and the
Oh,
mob. See you next month.
Looking forward to it, fam. Day, Tony.
All right, brother. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. You know, now that I think about it, Latu didn't have to leave the season for a meniscus. People get over that within a few weeks all the time. Let's not speculate. Hey, Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Steven, man.
Man, it's my favorite time of the week. Rock talk,
Shucks,
you know
Steven.
what I mean?
Come on, God, you and Rob, get on in here, man. You know, I'm still belly aching about that. You know, if we'd have gotten beaten, like I say, if the Chiefs would have came in and just blown us off the field like they did, you know, last year when we played the Chiefs and they just beat us left, right, and upside down, and every which way.
Yeah, they
Okay,
beat the shit out of us last year.
okay, I can accept that. But this Super Bowl is unacceptable. There's no reason for that, Niners. Stop
We beat
butting
ourselves.
around.
We beat ourselves, Rumbo. We beat ourselves 100%. You know, our defense played a phenomenal game. In spite of losing Dre, they still played pretty damn well. It's just the offense couldn't get it going. Kyle couldn't come up with a good enough scheme to, you know, get people open.
Yep. So what does he do? He fires Steve Wilkes.
Yes,
I mean, Kyle, that's embarrassing. Oh.
It is embarrassing because it's like, you know, you knew the whole locker room and did not like Steve Wilkes. That's why he came down.
I know.
And that's why all the fans said he has to come down.
I know.
So at that point, you know, instead of wasting time, we should have just taken the bye week and just cut our losses right then and there. However, he seems to have some kind of promise, but still, you know, you don't let a guy ride out a whole entire season, take him to the Super Bowl, and fire him right after he got you there. Because we got to remember, Ronbo, most of the teams we played, we held them under 17 points. Even when we lost, it wasn't exponentially high outside of the Ravens game and the
What was
Bengals
the
game.
score before we went into overtime? It was 17, right? 19, 20, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had like a 10-point lead on them, and we were basically holding them at you know, arm's length. But I mean, whatever, you know.
Wait.
They know more than
Steven,
us, right?
Did you say we had a 10-point lead? At what point?
Yeah, in the Super Bowl, yeah, we had a 10-point lead.
See,
the dreaded 10-point lead.
Right. See, this is what I'm talking about. That 10, don't ever 9 or 11. Stay the hell away from a 10-point lead. Ooh, that's bad.
But you know what, Ronbo? You know what? Man, this year's draft class, believe it or not, is going to be a good year for linemen.
Offensive?
There has been no speak outside of Caleb Williams. There has been like, you know, crazy quarterbacks that are showing out. There's no wide receivers that are showing out. There's no corners that are showing out. There's no defensive ends that are showing out. It's just offensive linemen. Who's going to be more of a solid lineman than anyone else in the league? So it's going to be interesting, this draft class, because running backs are probably going to go in the 3rd and 5th round. You know, quarterbacks, you know, obviously Caleb Williams is going in the 1st, but outside of that, you don't really have anyone else. You don't hear much of anyone else.
No, nobody. They're not talking about anybody.
Nix
is being what's his name? Joe, what's his name? He's got a quarterback name though. Anyway, yeah, you're right. They're not talking about anybody else but Caleb Williams in the draft.
Yeah.
I heard something about an all-world wide receiver too.
Hey, am I tripping? Or am I hearing something that is? How old is Frank Gore Jr.?
I don't know, but his dad came out, Frank Senior, came out and said, "Yeah, well, he's stronger than people think, you know." So I guess there's some question about his strength because he's not that big.
He's shifty. He's very shifty. He's basically imagine Frank Gore, but with CMC's flexibility. Like that's scary. That is scary. So I'm hoping he flies under the radar. I'm hoping, but I don't think so. You know, everyone's saying like, oh, it's just genetics. The kid's got it made. As a running back, he's got it made, and he can play wide receiver. Ronbo.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's become a prerequisite. If you're a running back in college now, you better learn how to catch out of the backfield. That's the bottom line.
I'm telling you right now, Ronbo, it's going to be very interesting next season. I'm hearing a lot of rumors, and there's kind of making sense. That,
yeah. Are you going to mention Trent Brown?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm hearing a lot of rumors that they might trade Brandon Ayuk to the Panthers to get Brian Burns. And yeah, and it's making sense. It's making some sense because it's just, I mean, shit. We can't get Aziz. We get Brian Burns. We try to get Brian Burns, but it's just crazy to me. I mean, I don't know how valid it is, but I'm hearing a lot of circulation about it. The one insider I told you guys about last season, still with the Niners, the one thing I can tell you is that it looks like a lot of the veterans in the locker room are kind of starting to turn on Kyle and not really trust him.
Uh-oh.
And so just, especially after the Super Bowl loss, that was a big thing. Like they even said like, oh yeah, it was Kyle's fault. It's coach's fault. Bad play calling. So they're not going to come out in the media and say that.
The offense had no business going stagnant like that. It's so true. So, yeah.
It's going to, like I said, Ronbo, if I'm hearing that Jed is kind of taking all this in and he's listening to his players, he's listening to the fans, he's listening to the media, and I have a feeling Kyle is going to be on a short leash next season. If he drops more than 5 games, he's out.
He has to, and also he cannot get to the playoffs and lose again. That's there is going to have to be. Yeah. You can't just keep letting that go. Stephen, we're going to have to go. Okay, keep us posted on some of the things you're hearing. All right, we can't wait. Let me.
Hello, Ronbo.
See you next weekend. Man.
See you next week.
All right, bro. Isn't that special? Tribe, Jim Everett, please call in. Tribe, nobody's impressed by your God like you are. Jim Everett does not impress me as much as he does you, okay? Get that out of your mind, your tiny mind. Big show. It's a big show. Ooh, it's a big show on tonight. Show. Come on in, show. Now,
I just heard what Steven said, and that's going to be news to Jalen and Tony and Papa Dragon's ears. And I think in order for us to avoid this year after the Super Bowl, this floppy year after the Super Bowl that usually happens, the Super Bowl hangover that usually happens.
Yes,
we need to retweak this. We need to retweak this roster. We really do. Honestly, I know you guys love some of these players on here, but I think in order for us to get over the hump, you need to see some change because clearly this is not working. It really isn't.
4 times is probably something that most people consider a fail.
Honestly, really,
it's the fear of the unknown. Show.
And if that, Scott, stop with that.
Because I just don't know who they're going to bring in here. I just don't want somebody to bring in here. Okay, this is the guy. Is he going to get it done? Guys, we're 3-14, and I don't know if we did the right thing.
You think I'm the most. You think you guys worry about the fear of the worst the most than I do.
You know,
Of the unknown than I do. Honestly though, if that includes trading Brandon Ayuk for a high pick, I think we'll be trading him for a high pick rather than a player. Then so be it. Bring in Malik Neighbors. Bring in Rome O'Dunes, Troy Franklin, Brian Thomas Jr.
I might take Burns though. Because the thing is,
I don't see that happening. Honestly, I think
Burns wouldn't cost as much
we have
money
a better
as Ayuk.
shot.
Oh my God.
No, you know who costs as much money as Ayuk is Daniel Hunter.
Really? You know,
His name is Daniil. Daniil, not Danielle.
Daniil, I said Daniil. Thank you.
Hey, who's the guy, the wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, Mr. All-World?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, I understand, is going to go in and ask for $30 million. If he sets that mark before they sign Ayuk, oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult time if Justin Jefferson gets signed before Ayuk and they see his contract and then they say, "Oh, see you later, Ayuk." But they still have his contractual obligate. They still have some contractual rights. They can. He'll be making $14 million. He'll be making $14 million a year this year, but I don't think he'll play on that exactly like what this person
he's not
is
coming out. He
interrupting me saying.
He'll hold out.
He'll be holding out, or he'll be seeking a trade to another team, and that's clearly what his girlfriend and his brother are doing on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Is like they're trying to get them, but they're trying to get the ball rolling.
Like Debo.
For the contract negotiations to start right away. But I think they're going to wait until Justin Jefferson gets paid to see what he is going to get paid. But he is nowhere in the same zip code as Justin Jefferson. I am sorry. He is not going to get as much as Justin Jefferson.
It won't matter. He'll say, look, I got to be the highest paid wide receiver in the league because y'all waited until now to do this, and it's not my fault that you did that. Now I need $33 million. Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. And I don't think they're going to pay. I don't think they're going to pay between $50 million with two receivers this year, and Debo Samuel and Ayuk. Ayuk's going to be making $14 million, and Debo's going to be making close to $20 million something this year.
So you figure Ayuk's going to get a minimum 25, because if Debo's getting 21,
yeah, oh yeah, he's going to be north of $20 million. Ayuk.
Yeah.
So, but as far as in order for us to avoid this slump that we're going to be.
Joe?
In order for us to avoid this slump that we're going to be going in towards, we need to retool this offensive line. We need to...
Show you at the drive through.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to retool this offensive line and make sure that Colton McKivitz, Feliciano, and Burford's key cards don't work once free agency starts into the building and send them pink slips and get them the hell out of here.
I agree with that.
We also, I think, in order to get the replacements, and we need to get the replacements in free agency, I think, as far as Colton McKivitz goes. I think we need to bring in Austin Jackson from Miami, sign him. Should we go up to the $98 million cap, create the money that we're going to be creating here this offseason. And as far as the interior offensive line goes, I would, with that pick that we get from Ayuk, I think we should either draft his replacement or find his replacement in the second round, and draft Jackson Powers Johnson, the center from Oregon, with a 31st pick, or the pick we get from Ayuk, and replace Brendel with it.
Okay, so
with him,
just
get off of Brendel's contract. Get off of Brendel's contract. Yeah,
listen, okay, but so I'm a little concerned. I do need a wide receiver, talented wide receiver out there.
There's Roman Wilson out of Michigan, Xavier Levitt out of South Carolina, who's really good. They'll be falling into the second round. Those guys would be just fine, and we have Ronnie Bell up and coming. So there's no need to worry about that. Or we could sign a free agent wide receiver, less expensive one than Brandon Ayuk, like a Darnell Mooney or somebody of that ilk, or even Mecole Hardman, who just was who put the dagger in the heart of our team with a touchdown in the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl. We could sign to a cheap deal. So
hasn't been seen in weeks.
Yeah,
this particular
and
day. He does that.
we need to draft better O-line depth as well too. Roger Rosengarten from Washington would be a great depth piece behind Austin Jackson. And in the second round, we need to draft a right guard and Chris Haynes from University of Connecticut. He'd be a good quality starter there. A huge upgrade over Burford. And then that'll solidify our offensive line there. So
it sounds interesting. Sure, the kid from Duke that everybody's talking about. The 49ers rarely go and get somebody that everybody predicts in the grab.
No.
He's not coming, is he?
I'm not too honestly thrilled about him. I haven't watched him. I haven't watched him yet. I want big guys. 6'6" and above is for me for offensive line.
Yeah, and you got to wait 315 at minimum, and be able to move.
Exactly.
It's asking a lot.
And also, really quickly before I go, our running back depth needs to be upgraded as well. I would bring in Antonio Gibson, replace Elijah Mitchell with Antonio Gibson, and I would draft Ray Davis out of the University of Kentucky to replace Jordan Mason. Look him up, Ray Davis out of the University of Kentucky. He's a really good back.
In your eyes, he's better than Mason, even, huh?
Yeah. So, and that's kind of like what that's what I honestly want to happen to retool this team and for us to avoid the slump that we potentially could go into.
That is scary.
That is the biggest thing we need to do is retool that offensive line. It's a disaster. It is.
And you won't get any argument on that whatsoever. So we're going to go. I'll see you this weekend, eh?
All right, take care.
Hey,
but
really quick, Ronbo, who was the first to say about Brandon Ayuk?
That was you. He loves credit.
And I'm going to tell you the first about the wide receiver, Torrey Franklin, who is a 6'2" Deshaun Jackson.
All right, he's fast. Jack, hold on to it, will you? Because we got to go and keep things rolling.
All right.
I'll see you this weekend.
Shout out to Jack. Shout out to everyone. You'll have a great night. All right, take care.
You too, fam.
Bye.
All right. and Ellis is actually standing by. Ellis, come on in. Ellis is probably trying to put something up on the screen again. And he usually has a few moments on that. Ellis, you go ahead and work with that, Ellis. We're gonna come back then. Yo, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
Michael, I'll have no more good nights until this time next year.
You know, today was a good thing. You gotta say happy birthday to my daughter. She turned 26 today.
Oh, she did. But she's still wearing that Eagles. She's still an Eagle fan, though, right?
She's an Eagles, but she supports the 49ers for dad, and she supports the 49ers, and she also supports my best friend, Tony Wright, the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, there you go.
She does not support no Rams because she calls the Rams the homeless, trashy Rams. She calls them the homeless Rams.
I love her already. What is her name?
Nikita Tebow. She's already roasting.
Nikita Tebow. She's in the chat.
Big Mac. Yeah, Nikita Tebow. Yep, she's in there. She's roasting. Yeah.
Hi, Nikita.
Yep, she's roasting Ramirez. She's roasting Jim Everett, calling them the losers. Yeah.
Let me do that song right now, then.
Yeah, you gotta sing it for her. Yeah. Happy 26th birthday. Yeah.
Brings a smile to me. It does. Happy.
Oh, beautiful.
Happy 49ers birthday, Nikita. Happy birthday. Even though you're an Eagles fan, it's okay.
But it's okay. We love her no matter what. Doesn't matter. She's better than the Rams. I can deal with that.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, dear Nikita Tebow. You'll see her in the chat. Give her a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
9ers birthday to the beautiful princess and daddy's world. Daddy died.
Birthday, Nikita, and thank you for your support.
That's why she's hoping. She wants to know what she wants to do. She's thinking about doing her own Eagles broadcast live YouTube. She's thinking about running something like that. I'll support it. I'll support it.
I'll
support it. As the father of the 49er Empire, I'll support it. I'll help her out. Trust me, I'll help her out.
Yeah. Anybody that comes in and works on the Rams.
No, you do it. No.
Yep.
Well, Rams, I'm throwing tomatoes. In fact, I'm looking for tomatoes to throw on Rudy and broadcast. When I see him live, I'm going to throw some rotten tomatoes.
He throws people out. When they come over here, we put up with their nonsense.
He's a pussy.
But when you go over there, Rudy gives you the boots.
That's pretty sad. You know why? Because he's afraid. He's afraid to get his own taste of his medicine. He's afraid. He's a chicken.
And Jim
he's afraid, like Jim Everett.
All right.
Jim Everett and him are afraid.
That's Tribe's hero. Tribe says, Rondo won none of that heat. Rondo don't want none of that. Boy, you bring that heat in here and bring Tribe with you.
Yeah, bring your tribal chief. Bring your tribal chief with you. I'll handle tribal chief. Yeah. But no, the main thing, like my daughter says, that she says the Niners they're gonna sign a you. They're gonna do the same thing what they did with Debo.
I know.
Wait, and they're gonna give him the contract
season
extension.
long.
You watch.
Yeah,
He's gonna
wash his wall of all 49ers. He's gonna disconnect. His brother and sister are gonna be talking loud and crazy, and 49ers are gonna sit back and act like they don't hear it. I know. This is a
No, we're gonna sign a you. We're gonna sign a you, and I think Jennings gonna stay because if I was Jennings, I would say to myself, you know what? I love this team too much to leave. They're like family. It's like family. They're like family. They're like we are family. You know. You think it. The 49ers are like family when they're all together. You know.
And he was the part that made the thing go. He knows its importance.
Mm-hmm.
But they got to compensate him properly. I don't know if they're going to pay him.
They're talking about also maybe drafting CMC's brother later on in the draft. But first, let's get our offensive line. Then we can look at CMC's brother as a receiver / quarterback. Because that can help us too. Receiver / quarterback.
Wouldn't it be fun if he was like his brother?
Receiver for Rice, but also play quarterback too. So we got, if we could get a guy like that, okay, we keep Darnold. I say we have CMC's brother. At least that's technically a third string quarterback playing receiver.
Yeah, but you
can always use that as a wildcat.
Oh, if you got 2 or 3 guys that can throw the ball, you're right. That becomes a very dangerous thing.
That's a dangerous weapon. Jennings is one of them. He's the next quarterback in high school. Jennings. Yep. I don't know if he ever played a little bit in college. He might have.
That pass he shot over to CMC was pretty good.
Yeah, the beautiful
and there was a
pass,
crowd of Kansas City Chiefs over there, too.
Oh, red. Maybe I think they were colorblind, those Chiefs. They couldn't see the ball.
Or they didn't believe it.
They probably saw it fly. Maybe they thought they were too busy looking at Taylor Swift.
Jesus, Taylor Swift. Oh.
Yeah, but no. The main thing is the offensive line. That's the key, man. I mean, like I like that guy from Duke. If you can get that guy from Duke somehow, pull up a couple, maybe if you trade up a couple spots, move some more draft picks up, trade up.
We win that game if we got an offensive line.
No, and I think, like you said, we get offensive line, maybe 2 of them. We know Trent Williams is going to stay, so like you said, his contract runs out. And then we go from there, next year, the year after, we could get another offensive line, all about, running back, I don't know why Big Show wants to just say, get rid of Mason. I think if I was a coach, I would put Mason in more next year. See what we got with Mason Moore, maybe.
Grim reality
just don't get rid of a guy.
Yeah, true. But if if everybody's going after offensive linemen, and every team is,
that
means it's a crapshoot. What are your chances of getting a bad offensive lineman? They're real high, actually.
They're real high. But no, I mean, this offensive line class is pretty strong. It's like going to the casinos. It's like playing the slots,
Yeah.
Or playing the table,
Keep filling that thing up with money until you run out.
Yep.
And go home.
Now that we're tight end, we can pick up later. We get it back to tight end. They said one guy is good too. The guy from Michigan.
Hey, did you forget about Latu?
Latu, yeah. No, we got Latu, but it's okay to have. Yeah, we're gonna see how good Latu gets when it comes back.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean. I guess you could say if Latu comes back, you could draft a tight end and bring him into you could pick him up in the free agency, and how the rookies don't get drafted. You could pick up one of those guys and try him out in camp.
Well, we got 2 in camp that need some more seasoning. Remember the guy that came in and got the penalty? Yeah. I felt so sorry for him. Yeah. He hadn't got a chance all year. He goes to the Super Bowl, big 15-yard penalty. No, 10-yard penalty, holding on, I forgot his number. I said, who is that? Oh, Kyle. Why did you send him in there in a
Then my
crucial
daughter the other
situation
day
like that?
said she went to I think she went to a restaurant. My daughter saw a Chiefs fan in Canada. She says, "You're lucky my dad's not here." He would be like, "Fire penalty for holding my." Yep. No, my daughter has one of those. No, she did. I got him pissed off. She threw a flag on the ground. Oh, flag.
Chiefs fans
got mad.
They know they escaped. They didn't even bum rush my
they're a scapegoat.
my Twitter
they're
account
a
like they did the
scapegoat.
last time. They didn't say a word
And
to
the
me
Rams
this
are not
time.
going nowhere. I say, Tony Wright's Falcons, you're going to do good this year. I got faith that my daughter said you're going to be a playoff team this
Wait a
year.
minute, wait.
I think she said, my daughter.
But Michael, Rudy has already spoken. They'll go 3-14 according to Ramia. I hope they beat the Rams.
Oh, remember, 3-1.
God,
Nah, I don't think no.
Mop the floor with the Rams.
Maybe the Rams will.
Jesus, that'd be so
Ruby could go 3-14. Let him go 3-14. Atlanta's not that bad. Atlanta, hey, they almost made the playoffs, Atlanta.
They got a great team.
They almost made it.
They need somebody
they're
to
a
run
great
it
team. Tony Wright's got the best. Tony Wright's the best, man, for, the support for our fans. That's why my daughter and I support him, man. We support him. Doesn't care. As a 49er Eagle fan, we support,
They got it.
And I think
we got it. They got the Rams. I want to see if they fail this year.
I want to see the Rams not make the playoffs. I don't want to see the Rams in the playoffs. I want to see him so bad that I could go in his broadcast and go, Rudy, what happened that week 1? You lost. Oh, what happened? Too much?
He'll give you a reason.
I can't wait when we play.
As if it were acceptable.
I'd like to know when we're going to play the Rams. I wonder if it'll be a Monday night game. I wonder if we're going to do Rams on Monday night. How's that? Prime
play
time.
the Rams. Not on a Monday night. Did we play them on a night game last time? I think we played them on a Monday or Sunday. No, we played them on a Sunday night, I think.
Yeah, we played them on a Sunday. Yeah, with the Rams. Yeah, we played them on the Rams. Yeah, it was Sunday.
I think it was.
No, we won't play that
Sunday night. I think it
we'll
was.
probably play. Teams I can see we're playing Monday night or prime time will be Kansas City, Buffalo, Detroit might be a prime time game.
Yeah. Oh,
primetime
God,
game.
Yes. Detroit
Miami
could
might.
be the primetime game. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even the Jets if Rodgers stays healthy.
Oh,
the Jets, maybe.
Our schedule is brutal next year. It really is.
Hey, let it be brutal because to be the man,
We're
we
brutal.
gotta beat the man.
You got it. Yes, right.
We can beat them. Hey, if we did good this year, we'll do good next year. We'll go back to the Super Bowl and
More hungry than
finish
ever.
it.
We got to go, fam. Let me.
All right, Ronbo. Thanks for watching my daughter. Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy
So
birthday,
thank you.
Nikita. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, my
Have a good night, Ronbo. Have a shout out to Tony Wright. Thank you so much, buddy.
You too, Michael. Good night. And hey, yo, Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Steven, we're just sitting back here and wondering if we can get back and what is it going to take to get back to supremacy. And we were just discussing some of the things because a lot of us are still having a lag after that Super Bowl. But now, what do you think it's going to take for us to get back there and look the same?
Revamp offensive line, revamp defensive side too. We gotta get a corner because Demo Lenore is great, but he seems more better as a nickel than he does as a regular CB. He seems better at playing spy more than being zone coverage or man to man. But if we can get Sertan, that'd be dope. But that's wishing upon a star, If we can pick up a decent CB in the draft, I think we'll be okay. But in terms of trimming the fat, we got to let go of Ambry Thomas, get rid of Logan Ryan, let Tyshawn Gibson walk. I would even say probably. I mean, I'm a big fan of Chase Young. I've always said he's a great player. I mean, he showed that huge flash in the Super Bowl, where technically it really mattered. And he did it again in the NFC Championship. Can he do it for a whole season? I don't know, but I think if we give him another chance, I guarantee he'll probably show out. Randy Gregory, I don't know, Ronbo. That's a tough one. And then we also have to worry about Drake Jackson too, because I think his rookie contract's up, and he's been injured.
I thought he was over that injury.
No, he never came back.
No, I mean this year. I mean since last year. I mean, he was out the whole season. But I mean, he should be okay now, right?
I hope. I mean, one could hope. I mean, you've been gone for a whole season. Are you going to play better? Are you going to play the same? Who knows? But If there's one thing I can say is we need a wide receiver that can separate themselves from corners. Because don't get me wrong, I love Ayuk, but he's going to be wanting the same kind of contract that Debo has. And Debo, for what it's worth, isn't really worth the money no more.
I know, and that's such a good point, Stephen. I just realized we've had you for this is the second time. We gotta come, Stephen. I love it though. You've always got great things to talk about though. But Stephen,
you have a good night.
You too. All right, fam. Stephen, I love it. Stephen loves the program. That's what I love about Stephen too. Stephen, all right, fam. I'll see you this weekend. Yo, Ellis.
Ronbo, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Ellis.
Loud and clear. What's happening?
Oh man, I as long as I don't think about the Super Bowl and football, I'm okay. And then you reflect upon the things that happened. It's hard to accept this time. We lost last time. It took me about 2 or 3 weeks. I was okay. I didn't like it because I realized why we lost. But this time, I do not know why in the hell we lost that game. So that's why I'm sitting here. I'm not going to bother. We're not doing this again. This is it for the Super Bowl. But Ellis, what do we need to do to get back to it? And I'm worried about the intensity, the desire. They're professionals. I understand that. Some other people have told me it's not their job to not have the desire. They need to go back and try to get that. But what are you thinking?
I mean, it's after getting being so close to it, so many times like we have, and then for things to always happen with like this, the gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, losses and, not being able to advance, that it can be deflating, man. And it definitely, I'm sure, plays on the, the mental and, just the drive of guys wanting to come back and do it all over again. It's
right.
exhausting, but, these guys love the sport. They love to play. I think that, because they know they're such a great team, because they were so close. I think it'd be different if we just got our asses whooped every time we lost. Like whatever the losses were when we didn't come out on top, if we were always getting, if it was always by 2 or more scores and we just look like we don't belong, I think that would probably make it a lot more
easy to accept. Then we got beat. They beat like the Chiefs beat us during the regular season last year. Now I can accept that. That was an ass whooping. This wasn't. This was just the 49ers messing up.
Yeah, man. Same shit, different toilet, and we can't continue to play like that in these games. Like there has to be some, like some guys got to say, look, y'all, we've been here before. Let's finish it up. Let's clean up. No mistake. There needs to be somebody walking and talking to the entire team. You see how Chris Jones and Patrick Mahomes is on the other side walking around and,
pumping up their team.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be some guys that are going over there and doing that powwow and getting everybody together. Look, everybody come over here. Everybody bring y'all. Like when you see Chris Jones over there, because they were shook. They were shook. They were like, man, like it's about to go. We're about to get up out of here. We're about to get sent home. They were spooked. They were more out. They were more out of sync and more worried than we were.
They had every right to be.
Believe it or not.
Yeah,
they kept panning the camera to the sideline
and he looked shocked
over there, and you could see.
They knew they were outmatched.
So,
they knew it. The 49ers didn't know.
Yeah.
Jesus, guys, you got this. Do it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like, Kyle, why are you going back to passing the ball? Why aren't you continuing to run the ball?
Stay physical.
Why are you doing Why are you doing 8 passes out of 9 plays? You know what I mean? Like, do a pass, run it twice, then go back to a pass if that's not working. But mix it up. Like we always got somebody open in the offense. Like, run a play that'll spring Juice open. Run a play that'll spring George open. Hit something on the backside. Load up on one side on the left to where, Brock drops back. He looks left, and there's somebody backside on the right. Like, that shit happens all the time. That's how you play. That's how you play with the defense.
Yeah.
I feel like he gets too nervous and he doesn't get creative when shit is really tight like that. He plays conservative and he plays scared. more than he's like, oh, we got this shit. I know exactly what to do. Like, that's where we want to see you being cocky. That's where we want to see you being an arrogant asshole, Kyle. We want to know that you got something for the opposition when the game gets like that. Not that you're going to, you clenching your butt cheeks and you're scared and you're about to, shit the bed again, in the next episode of, and we're tired of it, man. We're tired of it. I'm not.
The one with
that's
with the pass to McCaffrey from. That was like, I was shocked. I didn't even think he'd ever do anything like that again. So
Yeah,
but then
it's good to throw those in there because look, they get first downs and touchdowns when he runs them. He's like 98% with that. You know what I mean? First down, touchdown. So
you're right.
So I'm with it.
You're right.
I'm with it.
Get there
because he does it at the right time. Yeah, he doesn't do it early. He waits and waits and waits, and he'll throw it out there. You know what I mean? At a random moment later on in the game, which is really good calculations. But when the games are tight, when the other team is trying to come back and the defense is starting to get sluggish, that's when we want to see Kyle be like, "Hey, you guys, we got this shit. Let's go." You know what I mean? Like I ran I'm just a quick story. I ran a 2-minute drill when I was young, my first year starting quarterback.
What was that?
It was all passes from one side of the field to the other. We had scored a touchdown after about 8 passes. We got into the end zone. We were losing. We needed a 2-point conversion to win. My head coach came up to us. He said, we're going to run. We had this play. It was called 543 keep pass. And nobody could ever stop us on this play. He says, we're going to run this. Larry's going to be wide open in the corner. We're going to score, and we're going to win this fucking game.
Did you?
That's the kind of shit we did.
All
absolutely. Right. We ran 543 key pass. Larry was open on the left side. I hit him, and we scored. We got the 2-point conversion and beat the best team in the league. And I'm just saying, like, that was the first time that ever happened. We practiced 2-minute drills, but I'm just saying, like, to say that when the game is tight and shit like that's going on, to see your coach with full confidence that, listen, we're going to run this play, we're going to do this, that, this shit's going to work, and we're going to close out. You understand?
Yeah.
And look every man in the eye and talk to him like that. Like, you got to be that guy, Kyle. That's where they get the inspiration from. You can't always leave it up to them to inspire one another. They need you sometimes too. That's very important, dude. But, it just, Kyle's just, he's still got a long ways to go, man.
You
got a long way to go.
The nice thing is, all them veterans he's got, every now and then they should go, Kyle, because McCaffrey did it, and he's not even been with the team that long. McCaffrey wanted to run a play, and Kyle had to go say, well, okay. I said, other guys should do that too. You know something, Debo calls his number a lot. I don't know if Ayuk does. He seems like the one type that wouldn't. But Fred should, Juice and also George, get in Kyle's face, guys.
It's tough because they have such a long history with each other now.
Yes.
It's like they would probably feel out of place or uncomfortable to take that stance and say, hey, coach, like, do say something to piss them off and, rally some of the guys together and say, yo, coach, we need you now. What's going on? You know what I mean? Great? Kyle always looks nervous all the time. He never looks comfortable. He does, even in the press conferences after W's, he still barely looks, he still looks like he's, like he's still defrosting.
Well, he did because he lost again. It's got to be making him crazy. I mean, you think about it. Can you imagine being Kyle? I don't feel all that sorry for him, but I feel bad about it. We got to pull up though, fam. Anyway, I got to start these shows earlier. I'll be back at the end of the week. All right. And we're
yes, sir.
Talk about
yes, sir, man. Yeah, we have to finish. We have to finish when it matters the most. We did it all the way up until the Super Bowl. We got to get to the end, man. So, and we'll get there. We the offensive linemen we need that pile up on that, and we got some positions that we need to fill, and we got enough picks, we got enough capital to do what it is that we need to do to get us back there. We got a nice hefty schedule. I mean, let's go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's run it. So, peace and love, though, family. Thank you for the platform, man. As always.
Thank you,
man. Always, man. Thank you. And shout out to the family. Y'all know what it is, man. Tone. Shout out to Tone over there. Was on the phone earlier, man. Always love his takes, man. Shout out Donna and Tanisha, and shout out Evan, and shout out Papa D. Shout out all the family, man. All of y'all.
Yes, indeed.
You know who you
we appreciate you, Ellis. All right,
Peace,
fam.
man. Yes, sir.
See you in a minute. All
Thank
right.
you.
Night, Ellis.
Go.
And wait, zoom over. The area code is 405. Hello, 405.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, fam? What's your name?
My name's Justin.
Justin. Hi, Justin. Justin.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, Justin, we're sitting back here, and Justin, have you called in before and got a new area code? Your voice sounds familiar.
No, my voice is not familiar. This is my first time calling in.
Okay. Well, let's keep you unique. Okay. But Justin, as a 49er fan, we're still whining about this. So we're thinking
No,
now.
I don't want to whine about this.
Well, the thing is, to fix it, to get it to go back there again, I feel like, you drive your car a long way, you probably should take it to the shop and have it fixed before you go driving back to wherever you just came from. And it's just driving from California to New York, and you don't think it needs any repair work or tune up or anything, and you drive it back across the country. Will it break down is the thing. Just an analogy. But, the 49ers, what are they going to do to get back to that Super Bowl? And you think they're still interested?
No, I don't. What really bothers me is the fact that I feel like this season was exponentially special. It really was.
I agree.
It was different. This whole thing was completely different. And what I don't understand, and I don't know how to understand, is how we move forward on the next season.
Yeah, see, I'm stuck there too. Yes. It seems like a climax has already taken place. Now what?
And then what do we do? Okay, so it was all built up. It was all set up. It was all set and ready for us. And the previous caller, man, he laid it out. Mm-hmm. That dude, I want to shake his hand too.
That's Ellis.
But it was all laid out. It was all laid out for us this year. We are the best team. I say we, but I don't play for the team. You don't play for the team.
But we call ourselves affiliates. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're right here, right? Yeah. We're holding hands.
We're feeling the pain.
Here we are. Yeah, we are the world. That kind of thing. Here we are. And yet this was our season, and maybe next season will be our season, but this one was our season. And it's so hurtful. You feel it in your soul. You feel it in your heart. You feel it when you wake up and you go put your key in the door and you turn the knob. You're just damn, this was our time. This was our time. This is our best chance. How can we get better? Okay, how can we get better? Offensive line. Everybody says that. Everybody wants to shout that shit from the sidelines. Great. Good. Okay. We do need help on the offensive line. Okay, so there's the Brindle, there's the Burford, there's the Feliciano, there's the situation, blah, blah, blah. But the team will turn over. It turns over every year. And it's so frustrating because what we did this year was we fell in love with the players that we had. We wanted those players to have that ring. And if you were ever going to get the Chiefs, this would have been the year to do it.
Yes. They were weak compared to what they have been. Damn. You were stronger than ever.
The next best chance we had was a couple of years ago against the Bengals. We should have won that game.
Against the Rams. Yes.
Oh, God. Everybody will all fall into that pit. And so here goes. Now we rinse and recycle, right? Okay. So what happens next year? Now we got this more difficult schedule, which we don't know what weeks and who's on what. We don't know who's on what schedule, East Coast, West Coast, this coast, that coast. I mean, we're going to play the whole AFC East. We're going to play the whole NFC North. We got the Detroit Lions coming on the come up. We got the Packers coming on the come up. We got to play the Cowboys. Thankfully, we get them at home. We don't know what the Rams are going to do. They actually have draft picks. And they have money to spend, which is weird. So we're not used to the Rams having draft picks with money to spend. I think they got like $40 million coming up.
Listen,
so they're a threat.
Justin, all those draft picks you're talking about, though, they're going to the Chargers for Shaquille.
No, they're not. Not this year.
Watch and see. They're going to go after Khalil. I'm telling you, right?
I hope they do.
I do, too. The Rams are a really stupid organization about some things. Yeah, they got away with that one time, but that's it. They've got 2 trophies in 70 years. They'll go another 30 years. They got a 35-year forget about the Rams.
No, but they're a threat, and so is Green Bay, and so is Detroit.
Green Bay, I'll agree.
And so is God, Green Bay, they're so young. And Detroit, man, they battled us in the first half. But by God.
Yeah, I saw that. I was shocked.
And in the second half, it took a fucking bounce off of sorry for my language.
No, I know.
But it took a bounce off his face mask.
Exactly.
For BA to catch it. Like, I mean, we got lucky in the second half against Detroit. Like, their team's coming on a come up. And we can't keep playing this game. It's not going to be fair. It's not.
You got to bring that defense back. That defense had no business yielding that many points to both Green Bay. I know the Green Bay and Detroit are good, but come on, guys. You're going to let them run like this? Jones and out of Green Bay had a career year against the 49ers he's never had. And in Detroit, they just toyed with us. We got to do better with the defense as far as run game. I don't care about the secondary. You stop that run.
As far as the run game, when Aaron Jones, he was the first person in 51 games to get 100 yards as a single rusher against us. That irritated me more than I couldn't even celebrate the win because I was so mad about that.
I know, right? Justin,
It's been 51 games.
That's not the first time we've seen Jones. What is this?
No.
Oh, we've seen him. He'd never done all that. Okay.
I want Aziz back. I really want Aziz back.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I want Aziz. I want DJ Jones. I'd like to see. I really do.
Big ball back.
They can afford it. Vrabel and his personality does not coincide with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, no, it's not going
to work. It doesn't. Kyle Shanahan will clench his little caboose.
He's
because he'll think Vrabel will. Yeah, well, he'll think Vrabel's trying to take his job, and he won't do it, even though it's the right thing to do.
You know, Justin, great to meet you. Let's do this again. I'll be back this weekend and looking for you. All right. So
I'll be looking for you.
Okay.
Thanks, Ronbo, man. I see you across many platforms, man. It was good to talk to you.
Thanks, fam. I really appreciate it. I'm flattered. So I see you this weekend. Looking forward to it.
I'm flattered. I'm flattered, man. It was good to talk to you. Holy shit. I want to shake your hand.
Thanks, Justin. You're cool as can be. All right. Let's talk later. Have a great night, fam.
Yes, sir.
Man. Yeah, everybody's got some great points. And I think what 49ers cannot, I have almost a larger fear of the 49ers battling back. All right, the 49ers are repeat Super Bowl attempts. The first one they lost, and guess who's going to be there waiting for them to see if they can launch their three-peat? It's the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you know, fam, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now.
The Chiefs will not three-peat because Sean McVay will fight the forces of evil that Kyle Shanahan can't do. McVay is Bill Walsh reincarnated in the flesh. The 2024 Rams are coming like an earthquake, baby. All the Cali's going to be shook. Marketing pro in the house with Big Dog Ronbo. What it do, dog?
I knew you were coming in like like the comedian you could be sometime, and put the spotlight back on him. Listen, what are you thinking here, marketing pro? Because since you always come up with something fun.
I was watching the replay of that Super Bowl. There were two suspects on the 49ers that should be charged, convicted, and sent to Super Bowl choking prison. Number one, I feel your defensive coordinator was a scapegoat. He was wrongfully. I mean, the guy held Mahomes to 19 points in 4 quarters. What do you want him to do? Your quarterback, Purdy, showed his limitations in that Super Bowl because they took away those middle throws and made Purdy throw the ball to the sidelines, and he was below average all third quarter. He could have put that game had no business going to overtime and no business being close. You had a Matthew Dime Stafford, baby. Those dimes would have hit Debo. Debo's open 3 feet, wide open. Purdy wasn't looking downfield. He was thinking about the bag. He didn't want to be the scapegoat like Jimmy. At least Jimmy took a shot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Purdy was too afraid to throw the ball down the field. He wasn't even looking. I mean, how does Kittles have 4 yards? How does a freaking all-pro like Ayuk only have 3 targets? That means your quarterback ain't got the arm, baby. He ain't got that Matthew Dime Stafford golden arm.
Can I?
And then Kyle Shanahan is guilty. The last play in overtime, he had his freaking offensive line running sprints all over the place. Got everybody confused, and that's Kyle Shanahan for you. Guilty as charged.
Mikey Pro, one thing what we did not want to see is a bunch of INTs. One thing about Dime Stafford and that gunslinger mentality. Now, I suspect that he might have threw a couple INTs doing what you say, but that's not what we wanted. We want to control that situation as much as we can. And for the most part, the 49ers did control that game for the most part of that game. And you can't deny that.
Man, that third quarter, when the 49ers got the interception, you had the ball over and over, and Purdy was not that dog. Shout out to Cam Newton, you know what I'm saying? He showed those cats he's Superman. They try to jump him. But, he's a game changer, and he did his thing. But anyways, Purdy, let me tell you where the party is over.
What happened to Cam in the Super Bowl? All right. Cam is the last person to say anything. Anyway, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you another thing, because Marketing Pro know the score from the Big Orange to the Big Apple, baby. Rams Nation, we coming strong this year because we got Pukamania. We got Aaron the Goat Donald. And we got $85 million in the bank. We ain't broke no more. And we got first-round picks. Rams are dangerous, baby. And the NFC shook. They don't want to see us. You know what I mean? I was just waiting for the right opportunity to really express myself. You know what I'm saying? If I got love for Ronbo Sports. But let me tell you, the 49ers, I was reading articles. Ronbo, you heard it, and the Marketing Pro's going to call it out. Jimmy Garoppolo's coming back to the 49ers. There's already articles out there.
No, he's not. He is not coming back. And also, there is no reason for Jimmy to even want to come back. So that's not going to happen. And if I'm going to have any of those rumors come true, let Trent Williams come back. Now, that's who I want to see come back. I mean, not Trent Williams, but Trent Brown.
And, the other cat that's a Rams guy, what's his name? Grant Kahn. He wears a Rams jacket, 100%. Let me tell you what he said. Did the Ravens expose Brock Purdy? He was talking about it. He was like, ever since they showed that blueprint, Brock Purdy ain't feeling himself. And that's what the Chiefs did. They took away the middle of the field. Purdy was looking for those down, under throws, and they missed Debo 3 feet wide open. That throw floated on him, and that cornerback had all day to catch up to him. That should have been a Matthew Dime Stafford rocket already fired. It would have been a touchdown.
Listen, you were in the playoffs, one and done. Now, where was Dimes? He was pretty much nickels that day, I guess, huh? Listen, here's the thing. What you need to worry about is the fact that rookie, basically, that was out there in the Super Bowl will improve after having an offseason of nothing but rehabbing his arm and coming in and doing what he did. it actually should have kudos thrown at it right, left, sideways, upside down, and everything else.
It's the Kyle. Now, I got to give Kyle some props, too. You know, it's that Shanahan system. He's got targets all day for those 5, 10-yard throws. Now, let me tell you, you put Justin Fields on the 49ers, you would have had that Super Bowl.
No.
You put Purdy on the Bears, Purdy would be probably on the bench.
No.
You got to – she's a juggernaut.
Marketing pro, Justin Fields holds the ball too long. You have to make quick decisions in Shanahan's offense. You cannot stand there scaling the field for 5 minutes and then start running. Justin has played his way out of Chicago because of his style. So,
Yeah, and let me tell something. Scott Scandell, Purdy didn't have time to throw. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's why you need a Matthew Dime Stafford.
What Stafford?
Because Stafford, you can have Godzilla blitzing Matthew Dime Stafford. He's still going to throw that dime.
That's it, Market Pro. We got to go. Listen, you have.
Hey, peace out, Rams Nation. Shout out to the big dog, Ronbo Sports.
Jesus. Matthew Dimes, who? My God. Anyway.
Top 5 all time.
Oh. Anyway.
First round.
The 49er Brian says, Marky Smoke, get a life. Tony, what is wrong with that dude?
Ronbo, the chat has been killing him, including me. I said he's been drinking.
He does sound like he's on something else. That's why when he calls in, I don't get mad because as annoying as he's going to be, he will be equally entertaining. He's hilarious sometimes. He doesn't believe half the things he's saying. God.
He sounds like a used car salesman trying to make all of us believe his bullshit.
And you can tell, Marketing Pro started yelling tonight. Did you check him and start screaming?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Calm down.
And then the coup de grace is we talk about Matthew Dime Stafford. You said, that's it. You got to go.
I don't.
Because all he does is throw picks. We already know that.
Because he's like, well, man, you know what? People are going to get off of Brock Purdy next year. I'm looking forward to this because, as I said, first of all, he's a man who hasn't had a lot of experience in the NFL. He's been in the NFL a year and a half. He gets hurt after 8, 9 games. He has a rehab all off season, so he can't work on his game. You bet he's working on his game now. He's that kind of kid that's kind of driven in a way that he's not going to sit back on the laurels he's already created. He's going to come in with something better next year. So I'm looking forward to him. Yeah.
He's going to get better.
And he's going to be worth more than last show. Worth more than
he's going to be working with Hall of Famer. Yep. I told you on your last show he's going out to the mansion somewhere in the valley, working with Hall of Famer number 16. We don't have to say his name. But that's his number 16. We all know who that is.
And I think Joe likes him too. Did you see Joe during the game? Joe got up, got his camera. He thought we were about to win that game before Burford messed up. He gets up, he pulls his camera out. Nobody impresses Joe like that. He got up, he's getting ready to film the moment. So yeah.
Yep. Oh, and Ronbo.
He'll be okay.
They were tearing Big Show apart when he was on in the chat. This was the worst I've ever seen it. Tearing him up.
He's used to it. Show doesn't mind. I think Show enjoys it. So,
You think so?
Yeah, no, Show, he lives for it. I've talked to him off the show, and Show doesn't give a damn. He really doesn't. He's going to say what he's got to say, and that's what I like about him. That he'll always come to the show. I think there's some people used to call that have been ran off by some of the things that they said, whether it was accidentally or bad or what. But not Show. Show comes back fired up every time, which makes him fun, actually. So, we got to take this game not so seriously that we condemn our own people to the point that they want to run them off, though.
Sure.
So.
It's okay to disagree. And Chrissy Jim Kim Everett, just like a couple of people in the chat says, I call in all the time. You never call in. What are you scared? Right? You scared we're going to tear you apart because we are going to tear you apart if you ever call in.
That's
Chrissy
why.
Jim Kim.
Exactly. That's why I say you let some moderators in it. No, I think the folks in there handle that real nicely. I'd rather see fire fought with fire, just to throw them out. Then you become Amelia Sports. Well, we don't put up with anything around here. We throw everybody out. Why is that? Because you're getting a beat down, huh? No, our people don't take a beat down.
Like you said,
ahead.
Ronbo, over a year ago, you got an army in your chat. You don't even have to worry. You just stick to the football because you got an army that can handle that.
I love my people, but they don't take no static. So, that's why we go ahead and come on in if you want to. If you can stand the heat, come on into the kitchen.
At your own peril.
Yes,
sir. But Ronbo, did you hear about Cam Newton at the 7-on-7 camp?
What?
Got into a fight with a bunch of kids, and they were taking swings at him. You know what I would do? I would cancel.
Oh, I can't wait till I got to go get the video. Cam almost did that.
It's on YouTube.
He almost did that year before
YouTube.
last. Remember? A bunch of kids were taking shots at him from the sideline, and then Cam went over and addressed them. What you do is, as a grown man, especially Cam, you walk away. Cam stopped.
He was trying to break up a fight.
Yeah, but the last
he
time
was trying to break up a fight.
Yeah.
Because he's 6'6", he had that hat on. He was trying to break up the fight. It was over by a fence, and he separated them. And then some more guys came, like thugs, Ronbo, and then they started swinging. And then you see a guy in a white T-shirt and a couple others swinging at Cam. And him and his dad set up that 7-on-7. I will cancel all that. I'm like, I'm taking my resources. I'm canceling all that since y'all want to act like uncivilized animals.
Well, it's a bad thing about it. He needs security out there, and don't cancel for the rest of the good kids. That's too bad.
Right.
Well,
yeah, it's crazy. It's on YouTube though. You can check it out. Matter of fact, Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco was talking about it tonight.
Oh, I didn't know that was the situation. Now I'm on Cam's side on that one. I didn't know he was out there trying to do good things, because I thought Cam was just walking by, and some people took a shot at him from the stands or something, and he got into it with them. No, I'm on his side on this.
Yeah, I am too, but they want to act like animals. It's not right, man. Have some home training. He's trying to break it up, and these kids coming over, swinging at his face too. But Cam was handling them kids, knocking them off the way. 6'6",
No, and plus
240, 250.
I was just Cam ain't no weakling either. We already know that from the NFL. That's why that's why I get a kick out of people, average individuals like that melee in the Detroit arena years ago in basketball. Dudes ran down on the floor and go take a shot at some of the most toughest guys on the floor, and they got leveled. I said, well, what did you expect?
Yeah.
He's a trained athlete. And the worst thing about it, he's a basketball player. What is he, 6'7", 6'8"? What are you doing? What are you – oh! So, oh, man. So,
they want to get famous.
So, I don't know.
So, Ronbo, I'm sure y'all going to be looking at some offensive linemen this coming Thursday, Friday, and the weekend at the Combine. I'm just starting to hit the books to start studying who's who. I know that lineman, Joe Alt out of Notre Dame, he may be, if the Bears keep Justin Fields, and I'm just saying maybe, he will be the first player picked. The left tackle out of Notre Dame. Joe Alt, left tackle. Notre Dame.
He's a left tackle. Yeah, but a lot of teams already have a left tackle. If they have a chance, they're going to take him, and they're going to put him on the right side, and especially if their left tackle is about to hold it in. The 49ers would probably do that if they could get a shot at him and put him on the right side for a minute, and then of course when our hero rides off into the sunset, they could keep him. How about you guys? You in the market for a tackle? Of course, everybody is.
Well, we got Jake Matthews and we got Caleb McGarry, both on the contract. And Jake Matthews going into his 11th year. And then we drafted a left tackle last year and moved him to left guard. Matthew Bergeron, he made he made the all-rookie team second team. So I think he's going to be Matthews' replacement. I think we're going to look for another guard, like maybe in the third round. We got 2 third-round picks and get one of those guards in the third round. But, man, we got to use that first-round pick to get a quarterback. Like I told you, we only got 2 receivers on the contract, so we got to get some receivers.
Are you still a Knicks fan? Is that his name?
A Knicks fan.
No, and that quarterback that you enjoy so much.
Oh, yes, sir.
What's his
name? I also like Jamin Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner. Bo Nix out of Oregon.
You know what? I've heard about the one you just mentioned, though. His name's getting thrown around a lot because Caleb Williams, somebody said he wasn't even throwing Are they talking about the combine?
It wouldn't surprise me because he's soft anyway.
Yeah,
you know how I feel about him. He's soft.
Yeah. Tony, you know what I can't wait to see, though? Next year's first-round pick in Carolina, he took a lot of lumps this year, and I felt sorry for him. First of all, he's undersized, and he just got beat on. I would never bring in a quarterback and I don't have an offensive line. If I own a team, an owner, the rest of the people would hate me on the team. We're going to get a quarterback. No, we're not, guys. We're going to deal with players around him first, and then you're going to bring that quarterback in. Well, how are we going to build it? Well, no,
maybe they should have sat him.
Yeah.
They should have sat him a little bit. Yeah.
Yes, or that. You draft him, sit him down, and bring in a quarterback that I don't mind if he gets beat up or not, and then build around him.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And let them learn. I'm sure with their first, I guess their first pick ain't to the second round. I'm sure they're going to draft the offensive lineman or two. I'm sure they are. They need, or probably sign some in free agency.
They got no choice. Because
Yep.
you keep doing that to that kid, and I'm surprised he didn't get hurt. Did he get hurt, though, last year?
He did. I think he missed one game, and then he was back. But he toughed it out, though. He played. I got to give him that. He played tough.
Yeah, because I've seen him get blasted on several different occasions. I said, my God. Jesus Christ.
I'm hearing the Raiders going to take a quarterback. And I even heard Bo Nix. I'm like, but the Raiders picked, 11th or 12th? I'm like,
The 49ers probably, the 49ers are probably going to pick up a quarterback, too. There's a lot of teams that pick up a quarterback every year. So,
Yeah, that's true.
And then they cut him.
Second round, third round.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're going to have camp bait. You're going to have camp bait.
Right? If I'm a quarterback and I got high aspirations, third round, and Ronbo is picked by whatever pick, Ronbo for the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, no. They don't want me. They just want to use me for a few minutes and say goodnight. So a lot of quarterbacks lose, Where do you go after that if you're a quarterback?
Big Show did say something that was kind of upsetting when he sent you a super chat. He didn't say get rid of IU. He didn't say get rid of Jennings, but he said keep Connolly.
Yeah,
what do you think about that? What do you think
I'm a Connolly fan too. I like him.
He can catch.
Every time he showed up, he did not become invisible. When Connolly's in the game, somehow the ball's gonna find him, and he's gonna make the play. Every time he went in the game, it seems like he always got involved.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah. You guys got a decision to make. How much money y'all got under the cap? Do you know?
14, but that's going to increase. They're going to manipulate, of course, with the raise being raised what it is, and also manipulation and restructures. They're going to end up with quite a bit of money. I don't know if they want to use it. Just kicking.
Yeah, we got 37 right now.
Oh yeah,
we got 37 right now. That's going to increase too.
Good position.
But I know we got to get some receivers. I hope we re-sign Van Jefferson, who we traded for from the Rams, because they didn't really give him. Arthur Smith didn't give him a chance, man. I'm tired of him doing that. He gets these guys in, and he won't give them a chance.
And didn't Jefferson, isn't he a wide receiver?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I didn't know you had him.
Yeah. He's a free agent now, though. So, now Ayuk is a restricted. Ayuk's got one more year left on his contract, right?
He can't go anywhere. He can sit out and make the quarterback sweat, but he can't leave. So, anyway.
And is Jennings, that's a restricted free agent there, right?
Yeah, he's the worry. He is the worry. Because there's going to be some teams that want him. I just know that drama's going to build up later.
I know it after the Super Bowl, too.
Oh,
yeah.
That's showing heat. And
I hope y'all re-sign him.
Ooh. Tony, we're going to go. I'm going to tell you what, I'll see you next week. All right? Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Will you probably be back Friday or probably Sunday?
Yeah, for sure Friday.
Week?
Yeah, for sure Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Ronbo, it's been a great chat tonight. We've been tearing them up. Just Chrissy, Jim, Kim, for the most part. We've been
keep up
tearing them up. Margaret and Stroh talking about Jimmy D coming back to the Niners. I said, yeah, he's been drinking. He's drunk.
And start yelling.
Yes, sir. I'll see you, sir.
Looking forward to it. Bye, Tony.
Take care.
You too. That's what I like about our chat. You know, reputation get around. You hang around in Ronbo's chat, man. Look out for them people, man. They probably start calling us trolls in our own chat. You know, hey, Jalen.
Rombo, do you know why Marketing Pro was just able to come in here and just completely just trash and talk about our franchise and just troll us and clown us? Because for the 1 millionth time, for some odd reason, Kyle Shanahan just could not get the job done. And I asked you this before the season started, Rombo. I said, what are we going to all be saying around March if this season Kyle Shanahan doesn't get the job done? What are we going to be saying? And you said, Jalen, I don't even want to think about it.
I didn't.
We got the best team. Kyle Shanahan, he has to get it done this year. And look at us now. We don't know what to say. We don't know what to say. Because we're like, man, Kyle, what else, bro? What else? What else do you need for? I mean, Rombo, his way's not gonna work. His ways now, his offense is getting old. It's not gonna work, Rombo. He needs to adapt and evolve. I mean, dude, like the caller said that just came in. Man, Rombo, this was one of your best shots to beat the Chiefs.
That's what hurts me the most.
And then before that, one of your next best shots was against the Bengals. And we lost to the Rams. I mean, like, damn, Kyle, you find a way. And you can blame it on the offensive line. You can blame it on the defense. At the end of the day, that man is the head coach, and he puts all that stuff together. He puts those people out there. It's his job to make those positions that we're saying, oh, it's not on Cal, it's on them. He hires those people. He's the head coach.
Yeah.
So all of this whole, oh, it's on this player, it's on McGlinchey. He put McGlinchey out there. He didn't upgrade McGlinchey. It's not Mike McGlinchey's fault. He got a family he got to feed. He's not going to say, Kyle, take me out. It's Kyle. Why can't we not understand? If that man's last name was Johnson, bro, he would have been fired by now. His last name is why he is still our coach. I need this man either demoted or gone, Rombo. Straight up, we should not have lost two to the same team, Rombo. We just played the Chiefs last year. I mean,
they beat our ass. They beat
dude,
us.
like Rombo, he's 0-5 versus like Rombo. I don't think we can even beat them if we go back and play them.
Honestly,
You're 0-5 versus that team.
Don't want to play him again. I really am. I do have some fears about that. Not in the
I
Super
mean,
Bowl.
Rombo, what are we at this point? What are we gonna say now? We got positive polys coming in here. Oh man, Rombo, we just gotta stay positive. Dude, we were positive the first Super Bowl. We were positive against the Rams. We were positive when we lost to the Eagles. Damn it, we made it back to the Super Bowl and lost again, and you still want us to be positive? Come on, bro. Like at some point, man, this is going on year 8 now, Rombo. Is it going to take 10 years? He's going to waste 10 years of George Kittle's career for us to finally say, man, damn, maybe he just ain't the guy. You're not going to get another opportunity like this with a team like this, Rombo. This team should at least have 3 rings. At least.
Actually,
at least 2. Let me stop. At least 2.
No, you're actually right. 3 should have won against the Chiefs the first time. There was a few minutes left in that game.
And we would have beat the Bengals, Rombo.
Yeah, because the Rams are not great. There was no reason to lose that game other than a stupid. But remember, Jalen, now just like that game, mistakes can't be made by the players on the field midway through the game like that. Ray messed up. McCaffrey messed up. Those are pivotal points.
That offense was stagnant in the first half, all playoffs, Rombo.
Which is why, then there's a good point there because I don't know what happened to the offense against Detroit and Green Bay.
I mean, it's been Rombo. It's been the same thing every year, Rombo. I mean, it's been the offensive line. We're gonna talk about the offensive line needs to be fixed. Kyle's not. He's not gonna. What is he addressed on the offensive line, Ronbo? I mean, the center, right guard, and right tackle has not. I mean, it's been the same. It's been a carousel at center, mediocre at right tackle, and then some scrub at right guard. I'll give him left tackle and left guard. He holds down the left side.
You know, Jalen. There's an economics problem here. You can't really allocate a lot of funding to your offensive line. Although.
So how does Detroit do it? How does Goff have a good line?
Well, they've had a long time to build up that money, and for them, fortunately, they did it exactly how you're supposed to do it, and now they got all the pieces they need. It takes a few years to build it. We have not been working on that offensive line like we should have. We've been getting by. Also, one other thing, Kyle has to have a certain kind of offensive line. He needs to be also fluid.
Ronbo, the best coaches
be
don't
strong.
need a certain
He's
kind
got to
of
get out.
offensive line.
But I'm just saying, no. Kyle's got an offensive line that has to create a maze on every run play. That's how they got those specially designed runs. Now, those guys got to be athletic, and they got to be strong, and at the same time, they got to be able to pass protect. That's almost asking too much, though.
Rombo, you have to work with what you have, Rombo. If you realize you don't have the guys to run your typical offense, run an offense that can work around their skill set. That's his problem. He doesn't care about other players' skill sets. He's going to still try to run his system. Yeah. And guess what, Kyle? It's not working because once again, you have lost in the Super Bowl. Here we are sitting in the offseason wondering, what's next? I mean, Rombo, I don't even know. I can't even. What energy are we going into with this season?
This scares me to death as well. What are the guys? What are they thinking?
We crawled our way to the Super Bowl. We barely got there. Rombo, man, a team like this get worse, Rombo. We're getting older. Debo's going to be 29 come playoff time next year. Rombo. Then he fired Wilkes. That whole situation don't make it no better because now you just look like a joke, man. You fired your DC for what? Salah blew a how many point lead in the Super Bowl? You didn't fire him. D'Amico Ryans, the defense couldn't get a stop on Stafford that last drive, and you didn't fire him.
Yeah,
but you fired Wilkes. Yeah. Rombo, this guy right here, man.
Yeah, you got any younger brothers or sisters?
I have a younger sister.
Here's what has happened to me. When I used to get chastised or something happened to me, and I walk into my bedroom, my brother's in there, I'd smack him. That's what Kyle did. Somebody said something to Kyle, and he said, okay, well, you know what, Steve, you're fired. I understand there were some other things that went around with that as well.
I know what it really is, Rombo. Back in 2018, Steve Wilkes was the Arizona Cardinals head coach. Cardinals only won about 2 or 3 games. And guess who those 2 games was against?
Yep.
Kyle Shanahan.
That's why
probably didn't like him because of that.
But that's how come we went and got him in the first place, though. Jalen, we gotta go, Jalen. Anyway,
he don't like that he beat him head to head, though, Rombo. That's what he didn't like. He knew in his back pocket, hey, Kyle, I still beat you head to head, though.
There's a couple of coaches like that. Oh, man.
Jeez Louise. What? Hey, I guess let's stay positive, faithful. We got him next year. Hey, we're going to be in the Super Bowl. We're going to win it next year. I wonder who we sound like saying that.
Don't say it.
We got it next year, y'all.
Don't say it. Oh.
We got it next year, y'all. We're going to be in the Super Bowl next year.
Jalen, I'll see you this weekend. All right, next weekend. All right. You'll be all right. I really feel sorry for his generation. They've had to sit and watch one disaster after another of the legendary 49ers who, by the time they were really able to comprehend what was going on, if Colin Kaepernick's group especially, you saw that. And a few years later, you saw the rival Kyle Shanahan, and he's dropped 2. Oh, that's got to be really uncomfortable. Hang in there, kids. It'll get better. It has to. It can't get any worse. We got to stop going all the way there to finish up in a bucket, getting thrown out the back door. I don't know. I am worried about what's coming up, and not to be negative, but I am concerned about the mindset of the guys on the team right now. I really am. Are you guys still fired up and pumped up? George Kittle, if he doesn't have that same pep in his step when he comes back next year, and I'm going to be watching him closely from training camp on in to see what his mode is, because quite frankly, fam, these guys are not getting much rest. 3-4 years, 20 game seasons, and they can take a brief rest. And we're talking, another month or two before they got to get their butt back in camp? Ooh, are we expecting too much? Especially when you've lost. Now, if you won, it's another story. I think it gives you an extra amount of energy. But to lose again and come back into camp with a positive attitude, I just hope they got it. I hope they don't give up on themselves. I hope they don't give up on the game. Jesus, we got a lot to be concerned about. So, because I was hoping they won that Super Bowl. Yeah, you guys can lay back, chill. If we make the playoffs next year, just make a good showing. We do, we don't. I ain't going to be mad. And I wasn't going to be. I want a good showing, but if we don't get right back, I'm okay. Because even the 49ers, the Dynamo teams, didn't go back to back to back. So we'll see. We'll see. Thanks for the contributions, fam. And please, don't forget to subscribe so we can find you with those notifications when we get back in here. We're just cruising along right now because it's off season, but we'll pick up the pace and get a lot more time in for you to come in and say what you want to say about your San Francisco 49ers. I'll see you this weekend for sure, and maybe again we'll see. All right. Have a great night, fam, and a great week. Niners! Happy birthday, Nikita.